It doesn't matter what you want. I will succeed, whether you like it or not. I am unstoppable. When will you learn that? When will you learn that?
Again, Mr. Williams, I invite you to conversate with me directly. I don't do all this internet stuff. The problem is you're going after my family, you post my children, and then you mention my name. So you and I, we need to have a conversation. And yes, this is a forever problem.
It's me, Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer.
You are, you gay, grown up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Zelle. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Show out, run your mouth, pop off at the mouth. I do something called an attack. When you do the attack, you got to make sure you're real rooted and grounded. Look that way. Make sure you're real rooted and grounded so they don't know what's about to go on. You just attack them. You just attack them up. What did I say? I said you better do what I said to do. Did they think you're crazy? If they think you're crazy, they'll just walk away slowly like that.
Yeah, I stole from the church, Then, okay, the first time I definitely remember stealing was I stole from this lady's purse, a teacher at school. I was on, did I give it back? I probably should go up there right now and give a donation. That's probably what I need to do. It was this teacher at school, and I used to go to, what school was this? It was Douglas. I guess I was in House B at Douglas. I was in House A. I forgot. But this would have been like 1990. Okay, let me see. Hold on. If I graduated 8th grade in 95, it would have been like 1993 or something. Girl, so long ago. I can't remember shit. 30 years ago. Okay, that's how long ago this shit was. 30 years. So, I thought nobody even seen me steal that money out of her purse. I took $20 out of her, and I would take the money. I used to go to I remember with that 20, I went to the corner store. I got me some oatmeal cream pies. I got some vanilla ice cream. I got some of them toasted coconut donuts. I got me some tangy cheese chip. I was fed. I was still to eat. I was fed. We was poor, right? So I remember I stole from the lady purse, and I got caught. And And I said, damn, how they catch me? Ain't nobody even seen me go in her purse. But they found each other. I had to go to the principal's office every day. And call my mama. I got my ass toe clean up. So that was the first time. The second time I remember stealing was at the church. The third time, this when I said I better stop this. I think I came to my senses after this, after the third time. After the third time, I said, this is, the third time I got caught. I said, no, I can't do this. It was like more like organized crime. I could have got a RICO charge. Let me tell you what had happened. I had this job, right? I told y'all this before. I had this job. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Craft in North Riverside. Third? I know. Girl, I was a kid. You kids do dumb shit because they kids. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Crab. It was in North Riverside, right? It was like, when you go into North Riverside, you gotta go past the Best Buy, and then on the right-hand side, before you go to the mall, there's the, it was Frank's Nursery and Crab, right? And I used to, I was on the cash register. This is what I used to do. So let's say you come and you come to the register and you do your stuff, right? You be like, okay, I'm gonna cash out. Back then, the credit card, everything was separate. It wasn't the same. So what I used to do is if your bill was like $37.41, right? I would charge your credit card $41 and whatever the cent is, and then take the $10 out the grocery store. Out the cash register. Out the grocery store, Lord Jesus. Out the cash register, right? So I would probably make about between like $80 and $100 doing that a day. Girl, today, I guess somebody down to the accounting department started doing a reconciliation. I thought you just started scamming. You a whole professional. I know, child. Somebody down to the accounting department started saying, "Wait a minute now, store number 672 look a little funny on the on the P&L." A day, child. I didn't do it like every day. It would be like, I'd probably do it like, if I ain't work, I was a kid. I wasn't working every day. I was only working like specific days. So I would only do it like, let's say if I work 3 days a week, I would do it like 2 days a week. I wouldn't do it the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, I did that. It's one of my fine. I'm not proud of it. Never say I was proud of it. Oh God, we thank God for deliverance. Oh girl, please. I ain't the only person. This, you know what? This is the thing. It don't come up no more. This is as far as it come up. I guess I didn't get the one with the extra long handle on it. It's fine. This one, I like the spin mark. You ain't got to touch it. I twisted the pole. This is as far as it go up. It only go to 48. What's 48? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 4 feet. This 4 feet tall. This about 4 feet. This about 2 feet. This 2 more feet. That's all as it go to 48. That's it. It's not meant for me. It's meant for Maria. I love this mop. Girl, it don't the fuck go up. Extendable telescope, 22 to 36 inches or 36 to 48. Bitch, you got 2 choices. 22 to 36 or 36 to 48. That's it. It don't go no fucking higher than that. Okay? Now, do you want the flow clean or not? What the fuck do the size of the mop got to do? Girl, twist. I have twisted. Girl, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll talk to y'all later.
Brion. She crazy as hell, but so are you. The helper came in with a bathrobe. A bathrobe and a suitcase. A roll-on suitcase. Bitch, if you're not showing down with Darius Cooks with a bathrobe and a roll-on suitcase, what are you doing? Okay? Do not ask me why she came in there with that bathrobe on. She was fully dressed, but don't ask me. I don't know. And she had that suitcase. She fit right at home. Anytime you show up, and that's my first time ever meeting you, and you that comfortable, bitch, you at home. She ain't going nowhere. All right? Nowhere.
I'm spirited about this Darius thing. You can't be up in here playing games with my Darius. I will fight you. Okay, I'm not even a fighting person. I don't fight people. But I promise you, boy, what year is this? Back in the top of, shoot, what was it, 2014? It was the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015 when Darius was given to me. And baby, we went through it over on Periscope. And that baby let everything be known. You know, he was opening up. And, you know, you learn his story. And you be like, you know what? Not on my watch, okay? Nobody else is going to come in here and nobody's going to come in here and mess with my Darius.
5, 6, 7, 8. Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Then you lied about it. I asked you about that. Then you lied about it. Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now, boo! Let's go. Start telling all them lies. Number one, let's go. Cause I don't believe nothing you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Mama! 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 Mama!
What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing either DJ Scampa or memberships. DJ Scampa or memberships. And because we still have our new membership, channel membership that has rolled out earlier this week. We are growing over there, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in a second. And DJ Scampa, because that's who we'll be discussing this evening. DJ Hennessy Sissy, DJ Taco Meat, whatever you want to call him. DJ Skid Marks. Thank you to everyone who's letting me know that you can hear me in the chat. Sneakadoodle, Explore, Nicole, Saint Center, Mocha Barbie, Delilah, Chocolate, Darren, Toya, Shanice, McClendon D, and Carmel Barber Butterfly. Okay, I'm done. And everyone else who's letting me know that you can hear me in the chat. I'm getting all tongue twisted. Yes, we have our channel membership that we rolled out earlier this week. Definitely consider joining it. It gives you a lot of cool little perks over here for being a member. You get your loyalty badges, which the longer you're part of the membership, the higher color that you get for your badge. That also lets me know our members. And so if I'm kind of rushing through chat messages, etc., of course, you guys will get priorities. Also, you have special emojis that some people are already using. And I'm going to be adding more over the next coming in the future. Then you get early access to my new videos. So we do have some new videos, new series and new topics that will be coming out. Some major projects. And so I'll be releasing them first to those of you in the membership, and you'll have access to view them before they make it public. Then also member shout outs, and then our own personal members only live streams, etc. So definitely consider joining. I see CJ, my friend CJ, she joined. Thank you so much for your Thank you so much for your support, CJ. Appreciate you, friend, for everything you do. And I see that McClinda also just joined. It's just the chat is all over the place. Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. And thank you, Marianne, who's in the back, which is going to be very helpful for me today because I've been working on our show all day, and now I'm starting to burn it, like I'm teetering. So the more I have to do, the harder it becomes. But thank you so much, friend, for joining the membership as well. So today, this evening, what we'll be talking about, we're going to watch quite a few videos. We have some interesting topics. We're going to do a trip back down memory lane with Scampa, DJ Ringworm, and talk about some of the history with his cyberbullying and doxing, etc., because it's not new. We talked on yesterday about the situation with Miss Red. There's been some updates on that. I got some interesting things to share with you in regards to that. And there's a video processing. It's still processing. Okay. Because I wanted to do that first, actually, but it's still not ready. It's almost ready. Almost ready. It's only... That's if there's no errors. Hold on. We might be able to do this first because I had to do the show out of order just because that's what made me have to delay y'all a little bit. I had to revamp the show because this video wasn't going to be done processing in time. Because then if I change it the way I really wanted to have it, this works out better. Yes. So what I'm about to do is review. Yes, hold on. Let me move my notes around so I don't forget. Get thrown off. We're going to do this and then this. Yep, it's this, and this. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about this evening is we're going to give an update on the Miss Red story. She was in the chat yesterday, going by Militia. And I had been talking to her behind the scenes. Some of y'all was like, there, she down here, put her in. She want to talk, Vel don't do nobody on the show. Nobody comes on this screen without a pre-interview. Not a nan soul. So that was the reason why and on top of that, y'all don't know everything that be happening behind the scenes. I had already been in communication with her for a while. So, yes, but we still have an update. She actually took to her YouTube and pretty much got her voice out there. I have the clip from that and I kind of, edited it down for you guys. We're still looking at it. It's like 20 something minutes. But you'll get to hear her side of the story from her own words of what occurred between her and Darius Cooks. Then we have a retro story of another time where Darius Cooks was doxing and recreating the narrative as he does. And this is way back. Oh, it doesn't have the year. Doesn't have the year. But this was somewhere around 2015 to 2017, somewhere up in there. And some of y'all might know. So it was him being called out by a minister and Darius Cooks taking the narrative, turning himself into a victim, just doing a lot as he normally does. Then we've talked about Darius Cooks and stolen intellectual property, recipes, et cetera, et cetera. We know that she is a grifter. We know that she steals anytime that she can. And her whole brand has been based on taking a hodgepodge of things she's stolen from other people to create the persona that she has today. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're just going to get into some other retro things with quick little overviews of survivors, etc., etc. Here we go. Yeah, I got to fix this. Hold on, y'all. Notes were still out of order after I moved that around. So first, I'm going to give a very quick overview of what happened. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull this other video in too. That helps. A quick overview of what has occurred recently with Darius Cooks' most recent doxing / cyberbullying survivor, Militia. And this all started, we were actually we didn't know what was happening, but this was a story that I actually was covering without knowing that we were covering it. If some of you remember a couple weeks ago, I was covering the story of Brion, Brion Love, who is one of Darius Cooks' fave hags. And it's now a clip that's a part of our intro where she tells about her love and adoration for Darius Cooks. So where that comes from is her, Brion Love, going live in response to her having some back and forth with Militia. Hold on, y'all, my brain freeze. I'm trying to multitask and find this file. But it actually comes off the heels of her going back and forth with Militia. What we did not know at that point was that fast forward another week or two, and we end up with this. Militia has been disbarred, disbanded, evicted from the DHive community. And yeah, here it is here. So we start here again with the clip I played a couple weeks ago. This is Darius Cooks in one of his lives. This is a cooking live. He's noticing that there's some back and forth, somebody going back and forth with Brion. They're bringing it, Massa, they fighting in the chat. And he notices, and so he's responding.
Darius, someone is fighting with Brion. Oh, Lord. Hold on.
Thank you, Socksna, for your Cash App. I got it, friend. Appreciate you.
Hold on 1 second. Instagram seem to be having the most problems on Instagram. Let me give Felicia the button, and Felicia can decide what needs to happen on Instagram, okay? Since y'all want to argue. All right.
Who is this newbie ruining the lives of our lives? Oh, y'all let them ruin your lives?
So this is another day. That was, one day. This is another day. Darius Cooks is laid in the bed with his mangy beard, indoctrinating the DHags. And there's Brion is now questioning Darius Cooks. Who is this new misread person who getting on my nerves? Because I like to be the bully around here. I don't want nobody talking back to me. So Darius Cooks is responding to that, and let's watch it.
Y'all need to chill here. What's wrong? Y'all want to hug? Y'all arguing and stuff. Ooh, I don't understand y'all. Y'all need a hug. Let's hug it out, because y'all arguing, and I don't like the arguing. Y'all fighting with each other. I don't like that. There's only one person in here doing the most every day. Who is the one person? I'm curious to see what y'all gonna say. Who is the one person? I'm trying to see what they're gonna say. Who? What y'all talking about? Huh? Who y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about? Who cuts up? I'm reading the comments. Why y'all think Brion cut up so much? Y'all talking about Brion? Is Brion the one that cut up? Why y'all think Brion is the one that cut up? Why y'all think Brion cut up? Who y'all want me to get rid of? Who y'all want me to get rid of? We need to have a meeting. Let's have an impromptu meeting. Who we got to get rid of? Being messy and Bali, I know. Y'all always, every time I be talking, y'all always be saying stuff in between the line. So let's just deal with it. Let's just deal with it. We can deal with it right now. We could deal with it right now. Who y'all want me to get rid of? Huh? Who I need to get rid of? Speak now. Y'all was very vocal. She said, hand me the button. Who I need to get rid of?
All of this.
I can't get Brion the button until I get an answer from these people first. I can't do that.
Stirring the pot, instigating.
Okay, let me just say this. If you don't like...
Right. McClendon said, it's the sinister smirk for me. Me too.
What Brion has to say, you can block Brion. That solves the problem, right? That way, when you log on to the live stream, you won't see Brion, right? But I have to say a few things about Brion Love, okay? I understand.
Listen to how he describes one of his faves, one of his diehards, one of his hags that is dear to his heart. Listen to how he describes her.
Her approach is a little rough around the edges, all right?
Her approach is a little rough around the edges, aka she's a bully. I've seen it myself a multitude of times. She's a bully, and some of those other ones too.
But you cannot convince me that her intentions are bad. Brion has been here with me for years. She came from Periscope, and she has stuck by, not just stuck by, she has also defended me.
This is what a cult leader wants. Someone who blindly defends them no matter what. This is how you get in their good graces. This is how she was able to work her way into his good graces.
In many situations, when there are people who immediately pegged me to be a scammer, Brion said, no, 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 I'm going to stand by this brother, and I'm going to show him love and support. She is in almost every live stream. She has purchased almost every product. She has been to dining with Darius Cooks several times, and we have even played spades against each other. I take the support that I get very, very, very seriously. I have a lot of fair weather followers that come and go. There are only a few of us that have been here from the beginning, flat foot, stood, and realized what our purpose has been, and Brion has been one of those.
What is the purpose exactly? Because all I ever see him talk about is how much money he's making and how much he's planning to make and the new grift to get more money. So is their mission to get him money? Because other than that, I don't see anything else that they do besides gag, rip other people apart, and talk about how much money he's making as he gossips about everybody else and is messy. That's quite a mission.
I am so sorry. She is going nowhere. That woman will look out and protect me at all costs, and I must do the exact same for her. She is a keeper. She's not going anywhere. I've said that before. I'll say it again. There are certain people that you just cannot convince me. Susie Suze, you cannot convince me. Janelle, you cannot convince me. Felicia the Virgo. You cannot. I could go on and on and on, right? But there are people that you just cannot commit. Define arts, right? 50 Fab, like these people. I'm sorry. They're not going nowhere. Sorry. If you got a problem with it, I understand. She could be a little rough around the edges. So can you, right? Just block her. If you block her, you don't have to worry about her, right? But I'm not blocking her at all. She's going nowhere. Right here's where she belongs. She at home. All right? She at home with your family. She at home. Brion has been around for the beginning. It's not happening. How do you block her? Go to her profile, click the 3 dots, and click block. That way you don't have to see nothing that Brion ever has to say in this live stream ever again. But she's not going anywhere. So when she says she's management, she kind of is. She really is. She looks out, y'all. She looks out. And she keeps the peace. And not only does she keep,
she literally bullies people. She literally picks random people to start picking on. She says it in her own live. It's not based on something someone is doing. She sees a new screen name and she decides to pick on the person. As she says, I'm going to shake the trees until they fall out. That's bullying. That's harassing. That's being a clique.
the peace, but you know how y'all do. You know how y'all do. You know y'all be cutting up. You know y'all be cutting up. You know y'all be acting up. You know what happened. And she calls it out. All right. She ain't going nowhere. That girl staying right here. And when it's time to hang out and party, guess who's going to be in the mix? Brion. Right there. If we ever do anything in Phoenix, guess who's going to be the first person there? Brion. She crazy as hell.
Miss Kim said he probably talks about her like a dog off camera. No, Miss Kim, you're incorrect. He talks about her like a dog on camera to her face, and she still doesn't get it. She giggles about it. She thinks it's endearing.
But so are you. The heifer came in with a bathrobe.
That heifer came in a bathrobe. She crazy as hell. And that heifer came in with a bathrobe. That's how he talks about his fave D-hacks.
A bathrobe and a suitcase, a roll-on suitcase. Bitch, if you're not showing down with Darius Cooks with a bathrobe and a roll-on suitcase, what are you doing?
And even to make her sound crazier, he doesn't explain what the roll-on suitcase is. So it really just, it's crazy by itself, don't get me wrong. In and of itself, her showing up in a bathrobe, she had full clothes on underneath, but her showing up in a bathrobe is a little woo-hoo. But on top of that, he mentioned she had luggage with her. What he didn't tell you is she had that luggage full of his crock pots and dildos and other Alibaba cookwares. Wouldn't it make sense to say, so it don't make her sound like she tried to move in? Wouldn't you just try to clarify that and say, she's so loyal, she came with a suitcase full of my products? That's not his goal to make her look good. He made her look crazy as hell. Crazier.
Okay. Do not ask me why she came in there with that bathrobe on. She was fully dressed, but don't ask me. I don't know. And she had that suitcase. She fit right at home. Anytime you show up, and that's my first time ever meeting you, and you that comfortable, it's you at home. She ain't going nowhere. All right? Nowhere. Sorry. It's a few of us that's like, we family, baby. You can't do nothing. You can't tell this bond up. I'm sorry. I love you, but she ain't going nowhere. Okay? She ain't going nowhere. She crazy as hell, but she ain't going nowhere.
How many times you gonna say she crazy as hell, that heifer, and then you describe a situation that makes her sound batshit crazy?
She prepared for the itis. I don't know what she came with that for, with that bathrobe on. but it sure left an impression.
So Darius Cooks was making it known. So this conversation that we just watched, whatever you want to call it, cult meeting that we just watched was a warning shot to Miss Red, aka Militia, who we're talking about. It was a warning shot to her because this conversation was stemming around Brion, who is now on the screen, looking like she just walked through a wind tunnel. It was her picking on and talking about Miss Red, aka Militia. Now that happened. Darius Cooks gives a warning shot. He like, hey, I don't care what. Brion ain't going nowhere. I don't care what problems you got with her bullying and picking on people and just being a hateful, toxic ass person. That's what we do over here. We's a toxic ass group, and she's proof of that. She's our mascot. So after that happens, Brion runs to her own IG lives, and she does this recording that we're about to watch. And she was on about an hour, but I got it clipped down for y'all. So this is her in response, feeling so happy that her leader has approved of her toxic ass behavior. And Ms. Red was in this chat as well. I remember seeing that. So I think I clipped out all the back and forth though. But here it is.
I hope I ain't talking real loud, y'all. I'm spirited about this Darius thing. You can't be up in here playing games with my Darius. I will fight you. Okay, I'm not even a fighting person. I don't fight people. But I promise you, boy, what year is this? Back in the top of, what was it, 2014? It was the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015 when Darius was given to me. And baby, we went through it over on Periscope. And that baby let everything be known. He was opening up. And, you learn his story.
She's been indoctrinated by his gaslighting and lies. What I just like to call her Miss Red. It's just easier. Miss Red, aka Militia. Just know that's Militia. It's the same tactics that got Miss Red. Miss Red not seeing who he really is because he does this gaslighting indoctrination stuff. Brion has been a part of the cult for almost a decade. She is fully ingrained. She has drank a lot of Kool-Aid sangria. It is running through her veins. The delusion of Kool-Aid sangria Coke juice is running through her veins and her pea brain. Welcome, Brittany Griffin, to the channel membership, friend.
You know what? Not on my watch. Okay, nobody else is going to come in here and nobody's gonna come in here and mess with my Darius. But no, don't mess with my Darius, okay?
Emotions all over the place. She's about to break down crying about a social media influencer.
I said all of that just to get back to this. People have come and gone. People have come in here acting like our friend, acting like they like Darius.
Acting like our friends, because her and Darius are one in and of the same.
Acting like Darius matters to them. And then they're just waiting 6, 7, 2 years, 6, 7 months, 2 years, just to stab my dude in the back. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to rattle you early. Huh? You're going to get rattled early in the name of Jesus.
You're going to get rattled early in the name of Jesus. You know they love to play church over there. In the name of Jesus. She's putting the name of God behind this foolishness. Behind her bullying. And capping for a known predator and sociopath.
And I'm going to stand on that. Huh? That's you taking it personal. Huh? That's you just taking it personal.
And when you get picked on, if you defend yourself, that's you taking it personal. You're supposed to just take this random beating from this bird's nest cuckoo brain and not say nothing back. And if you say something back, why are you taking it personal? Is something wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you.
You got to grow up around here. We got too much riding on this. Huh?
Too much riding on what? What is their common mission? What is their mission statement? Because I know it does not exist. Besides, I mean, unless, again, the only thing he talks about is making money, getting money. The only thing they talk about is how rich he is and how much more wealth he has than everybody around him. And so I guess money is the objective. Money is the goal. Right, CJ. Trying to sound like Darius is too creepy for me. That, I'm with you, friend. I noticed the same thing. And it was if you really listen to her intonation, she's been listening to him for so long that she's become him. It's crazy.
Darius means too much to me. To let you people come in here thinking all of our D-Hive people, and child, most of these people that be in here and talking about they D-Hive ain't D-Hive. We don't know y'all. So just know.
It's a clique. You can't become a D-Hag. You got to already have been a D-Hag. You can't come as a new person and get welcomed into the group. If you wasn't from the beginning drinking the Kool-Aid sangria, you can't start sipping it now trying to catch up. It's very cult-like. But he'll take your money.
Like he said, hey, just block me on the way in if you don't want it, because I can't afford to let anybody. I can't afford to let anybody just start showing up here acting like they're Darius's friend and they cut for Darius. No, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It ain't just you. You could check the list. Girl, they trying to take Darius out. I don't need no extra sensitive. If you're going to be sensitive anyway, be sensitive in the spirit. Okay? But not just in these comments with somebody you don't even know. Girl, where you out in these comments? And be screaming laughing, child. What? Don't bring your baby over here while I'm on with Darius. I wake that baby up laughing. All right. Well, I done been on here, done got emotional about Darius, and I will. Let me tell you something. My adult children are, they're a little jealous of the big guy.
Her children. She is so obsessed with Darius Cooks that her children that she birthed, her own children, as in her own words, are a little jealous of the big guy. She favors this internet stranger over her own children. If that ain't crazy, I don't know what is.
And guess who cares?
Thank God for they say they are adult children. I did hear her say that. They are adult children. Thank you, Jesus. They made it out, y'all. They made it out. Ooh, could y'all imagine the stuff they went through, though, with the person who acts like this and thinks like this?
Not me. Not at all. Oh, no. We done been through this thing together. Darius and I. And I get to meet you.
We done been through this nigga. Darius Cooks has a million followers and fake bot accounts and a few 100,000 actual followers on Facebook. Same thing on Instagram, TikTok, all that. But it's her and him. Screw all the rest of y'all followers who are literally just the same as me. Y'all are consumers of his content and his products, but it's me and him. Ooh, I told y'all this is a psychological case study here.
Lovely people in the process, on the journey, right? We done been crying. Back on Periscope, child, we trying to just cook a couple of pieces of fried chicken.
That's what Darius Cooks always says. When he tries to downplay some drama he's in and all of that and trying to act like he's innocent. He's like, all I'm trying to do is just fry a little chicken and they be bothering me. She's fully indoctrinated. There is no saving her, y'all. There is no saving her. She's going to be one of the people on the farm in the field laid out there. We're going to just go put a blanket over her and put an X across the blanket. Like that's another gone one. Put on the truck piled up with the rest of them and ship them off to a mass grave. She gone.
And be happy. And people don't want you cooking no chicken and being happy. That's bothering them.
All this is about Darius Cooks, who is a social media influencer who's never done anything wrong. And the only reason he has this much of an uproar of people exposing him, etc., is because people are bored and want to bother somebody who just wants to cook. That's all. That's what this is all about. The delusion of it all.
Why is that bothering? Listen, you know what? You have bigger problems and you need to go somewhere. All them old groups. Like what? And the people that be coming back telling about all that stuff in those groups, child, you got to grow up, whoever that is too. When you got time for that? I don't have no time for that either. Well, you know not to call my phone because she being mean, telling my sister I'm being mean. I'm like, Mom, don't call my phone with that. Don't do it.
She hateful to her own family is what she's describing here. Hateful to her own family. She doesn't just relegate her hatefulness and toxicity to chats for internet influencers. She spews this hatred in her own family as well.
I'm not even gonna let you finish. Let me interrupt you right here. So if I do it to my mama, I'm gonna do it to whoever in these comments playing games. Don't do it. Y'all don't come in here messing up on Beyonce's internet, messing with my Darius. Look, I can get real. I ain't never fought nobody.
My Darius?
Well, that didn't swing first. I know what they thought. They're trying to let all this fool them. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll be picking your bottom half up and crawling away with it. That's because I'm so sweet. I done had to block the girl over here. Oh, Lord. I can't believe it. I'm fit to be screwed.
So during this, again, Miss Red, a.k.a. Militia, is in this chat. You might see some of the messages flying through as Miss Red. And at a certain point, Brion here, she's not reading any of Miss Red's comeback. She's saying, oh, you doing all these long posts and putting essays and all this stuff. And so she's ignoring it and just, controlling the narrative. That's what people do. And then she eventually blocks Miss Red from her. So that's when she's talking about blocking. That's who she blocked.
Screaming on Facebook when Darius go live over there. Oh my God. Can't even have peace in Bali. Damn. Ugh. All right. I like that Bush lady. What her name is when she.
I got you, Saint Center.
She first came and all that about Easter baskets. I don't like her. I don't like why is she so nice? No, I don't like her. But I'm going to let it play out. I done let the shit play out time again over the last 10 years. And guess what? Never been wrong once about it.
So this is where her delusion comes into play. She thinks because Darius Cooks has always fallen out with every new person he's brought around, people who he was his friend in real life and all of that stuff, he's fallen out with everybody. Danny Rose, Mel Ford, the list goes on. Bruce B. Cooking, his friend Brandon, and the list can go on and on and on. People who've been around during her time. I was before her time. Her thinking, her delusion, based on Darius Cooks indoctrinating, gaslighting her for a decade, is that it's on all of those other people. The reason people don't last around Darius Cooks is because of them. They doing something to the big guy. They doing something to my Darius. They doing something to him. And I see it coming all the time. No, crazy. What you see is his behavior ruining all of those relationships. You're just too bird brain to understand that he is the issue. He is the common denominator. These other people who all are supposed to be so horrible and did all this to Darius Cooks, for some reason can function in society, succeed outside of him, have healthy relationships with everybody else they come in contact with, but he's the person with a fucking laundry list of personal people he's falling out with. I ain't talking about the people who followed him and he fell out with. We ain't even got to talk about that yet. Just real life people in his life. A laundry list. Yeah, everybody don't stay friends forever and reason and a season, lifetime friendships, all that stuff and relationships. I get that. I'm down with that. But this girl, she got it on a psychopathic level happening. You shouldn't have a laundry list of people that are no longer in your life. And then you got a fool follower like this, like, it's all on them. I saw it coming. Every time he brings somebody around, I know they not going to last. Girl, because he going to do something to them. My God, the delusion of it all.
I think my record is pretty good. It stands for itself, too. Child, it speaks for itself. Huh? Her, that Danny Lynn
Tommy gonna happen too, eventually, guaranteed.
chick, the stovetop kisses chick.
So now she's saying what happened to Danny Rose, aka Stovetop Kisses, with Darius Cooks stealing her business, trademarking it behind her back while she was taking care of her ailing father, and then slandering her name to his D-hags, having her cyberbullied, because that's why we're having this topic tonight. She's another one who was cyberbullied. All of that happening, that's on Danny Rose. She a bad person. Meanwhile, you don't see no drama, nothing. And Danny Rose hasn't even talked about this stuff. She has a clean brand. She gets in that. She's able to get, she's on TV. She's able to get on the Food Network that Darius Cooks can't even get on no more. But she the problem. My God, the delusion.
When she first crying on the patio port, I was like, okay, no. She's not going to make it. She's not okay. Whatever it was, I don't know. I ain't spent a moment with that girl. I ain't never met her in person, nowhere, no how.
But you know it's her fault what happened. You don't even know her. You're admitting you don't know her.
But I knew she wasn't going to make it because she wasn't going to make it, right?
I knew she wasn't going to make it because, I don't know what to say. Because I knew she wasn't going to make it. Because my master told me,
So now we got Brandon, we got the Bush lady.
Brandon was a friend of Darius Cooks who became his videographer. I don't know a lot of history on that. I'm going to have to, I know a person who could probably give me a little more on Brandon. Brandon was a friend of Darius Cooks who was also a videographer, hung out with him. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was one in New York. Gone. Now it's Brandon's fault.
Showing up. Well, I can't remember her name. She the Bush lady now, because she done tried to come back. That slutty vegan chick.
Slutty vegan. How many of y'all knew that he also fell out with slutty vegan? She is running down a list of people that don't have drama. But it's all their faults. All of them. Thank you to the 94% who shared this video and liked it. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Please like this video if you have not as of yet. And share it as well. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to myself and the growth of my platforms. I'm going to keep playing this, but the poll question I'm about to put out is, did you know that Darius Cooks also fell out with slutty vegan from his own toxic ass behavior?
No. I was like, nope. She doing too, nope. But here I am, just on a platform. Instagram, we on Instagram now. Just gotta let it play out. What in these comments? Get out of here. These comments are just that fun. They are for fun. The lady said I got my tangerine on today. I can't be touched. Okay, I just left the gym. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. All right. Well, I have exercised.
Hold on,
You
put that back
demons.
up, Marianne. That comment, I was about to read it. What is it? Wait a second. The one that somebody was saying, oh, I truly liked Brandon. He was a true friend to Darius, but I'm glad he saw the true Darius and got gone. Do you know what happened? What was, or did he just kind of disappear? Because I'm trying to find out the pieces of that story. But again, I did hear he did Brandon wrong. I just never got the details of all of that.
And another thing, if when Darius gave you all the floor to say something and y'all chickened out, hand me the button.
So she also, I think, do I have this whole thing in here? Because I can't do no more of this. Okay, forget it. We watched this a week ago or something. We watched the whole thing. That's enough of that torture. But where she's saying that when Darius Cooks gave them a chance to say who they wanted him to get rid of, etc., Ms. Red was saying Brion. It was in the chat. They were all ignoring it. And she knew it was there too, but she's recreating narrative because she's learned how to do that from her cult leader, aka DJ Bubbleguts. Okay, so it looks like Miss Red's video has been processed, the edited version that I have here. So we're gonna pull this in. So we have that. Then we fast forward. I need to do this real quick, this part. Then we fast forward to another live stream that they were on. Darius Cooks, now this live stream, because all the live streams that Darius Cooks does, the IG lives, do not stay up. They come down and he deletes them. They're post and deletes. They do not stay up. So if no one is screen recording them in the moment, they're gone forever. Forever to not be seen, heard, and he acts like none of that ever happened. This, unfortunately, is one of those lives where it looks like people got screenshots, but I have not seen the actual video footage of this. So it looks like people weren't screen recording it. And this was one that, unfortunately, as many as I do have, I did not get this one. I don't think I got it. I'm pretty sure I did. I record a lot of them and I never go back and watch them either. I don't think I got this one. So you have this here. We're going to take the pictures, the comments down while I have the pictures up, Marianne. Thank you. So we have this here where there's a comment. So there's a discussion happening, and this is me recounting based on Miss Red. There's a conversation happening where Darius Cooks is saying that he's repulsed by vagina. He has said that on many occasions. I have footage of him doing it years ago, even. Not the first time he said it. So in response to that, because there's like banter going on, Miss Red ain't really fully knowing, understanding all of this clearly, says, Darius, you so handsome to be too bad the thought of vagina repulses you. And then laughing emoji and just kidding, just kidding. Darius Cooks, because now you got to keep in mind all the stuff we just went through. We were going through the timeline. The infighting between the hags and the dehiver and Ms. Red, whichever category she takes or don't. Then goes to him and that live is multiple live streams. I'm gonna even just point out it was multiple live streams that was happening. Then you get to this one. She makes this comment. Darius Cooks at this point is in her feels, as she does occasionally, well, most of the time, caught her in a moment that she felt like, hey, this enough. So Darius Cooks flips this narrative to become offensive to him. We're gonna watch something else where this happens. Darius Cooks literally has said he's repulsed by vagina. Darius Cooks has called himself every name in the book, rightfully so. But he took this as an offense, and long story short, led to saying, I'm blocking you. Miss Red, we'll hear her version in a minute through her own words, so she'll break that down. Then Darius Cooks runs to his social media, as he does, for clicks and views. This is engagement. This is how he makes his money on social media. And so he posted this. We read it the other day. I ain't finna read this bull. Not today, I ain't. Then Miss Red, after getting blocked by Darius Cooks in that live, went over to the Darius Cooks Scammed Me group and then typed this. I'm going to go ahead and read. Oh, do I have this over here? Hopefully I do so I can see. I do not. I ain't going to be able to read. It's too tiny. Oh, I can read it on my screen over here. So she says, so I literally was just blocked from his Instagram because his minions tried to bully me, and he encouraged them to bully me as well. I made a jokingly comment like we do where I'm from, and it was taken wrong. I clearly see what people say about him. If I was a weak person, I would have folded under the pressure of hundreds of minions attacking me. And because I fought back, he blocked me. But when people say something to him, it's okay for him to respond. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They some old miserable ass broke MFers, and he leads the pack, I see. Yeah. Tommy will be next, just like Jeremy and everyone else that came into contact with him. Okay. This was Darius Cooks' narrative regarding this. I might as well run through this real quick. Lord knows I don't feel like it. I'm waiting for it to pop on my larger screen. Okay, here we go. He says, this is his Facebook post. Darius Cooks, a.k.a. DJ Pork and Leans, says, here goes some hot tea for y'all. Lately, there have been some weird people joining my lives on IG. And he's not talking about Brion, unfortunately. Surprisingly, he's not talking about. He should be. They live over there. Says, this is the only screenshot I have, but this heifer has been doing the most. She's been leaving stupid comments. A woman her age should know better. Literally mentioning offering vagina to an openly gay man. Then gonna say she didn't think it was offensive. Now, if we look at her actual comment, and I missed this yesterday. I was too busy. I'd be doing multitasking. I missed the fact that she ain't offer her hoo-ha. She said, Darius, you so handsome, too bad. The thought of vagina repulses you. She didn't say, but I hope I can offer you mine. Or too bad the thought of my hoo-ha repulses you. That is not what she said. She said, Darius, you are handsome. Too bad. And she... Now I know she did the handsome part to placate him to hope he wouldn't block her. And then also the just kidding. All that was to like, please, I want to say this, but please don't block me over it because I know you a sassy bitch. DJ sassy bitch. So Darius, you so handsome. Too bad the thought of vagina repulses you. That's not offering your hoo-ha. But Darius Cooks and his new narrative, because again, she creates the narrative, is saying that Miss Red offered. And it's so offensive for a woman to offer her hoo-ha to a gay man. What? He really doesn't like y'all women. I don't know why y'all don't see it. We've covered Darius Cooks back in 2009 before he became a social media influencer and a noted one that was known, where he literally tells a woman in email that black women ain't his demographic because y'all broke, y'all ain't married, y'all can't afford no $300 stroller, and y'all don't eat cupcakes. Y'all not his demographic. He later learned that he was wrong with that, as with a lot of other things. And he settled for y'all because y'all blindly support this thing. And now, even today, fast forward a decade later, this Negro literally will tell y'all he thinks your body parts are repulsive, but you think he love you. Delusion. I'm a gay man. I'm not repulsed by women. Don't mean I'm trying to have sex with you, but I ain't repulsed by you. I think that's very disrespectful to say. I can't help what my body organically, naturally does as it pertains to being sexually attracted, but that don't mean I'm repulsed by y'all. I love women. I think women are beautiful, everything. I'm repulsed by this sort of behavior. This repulses me. He goes on to say, if I, as a man, told her I'd give her some penis without license, surely she'd be offended. She never offered vagina. Also, he, and I just still didn't today, I didn't pull it. Clip on the other night when we did our live, classic live, the one with Poppy Cuisine. He's telling somebody in one of those rants, suck my dick. But she's offended by, well, it didn't happen. So I'm only offended by this narrative she's created. If I, as a man, told her I'd give her some penis without license, surely she'd be offended. Also, Miss Red is married as well. So there's that. So what she look like offering herself to some man on the internet and she married? I mean, even if you're trying to sneak, this ain't the way to sneak in a public chat. We are a community, and I get about 12 inbox messages about her. So I asked her straight up, what's her deal? That thing backpedaled and pussy popped so hard, I had no choice but to block her. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what she did next. Not even 1 minute after she was blocked, I had my moles send me screenshots from where? Yep, my hate group. When he says his mole, he's his own mole. He's in these exposing groups. He likes to call them hate groups because it seems more vindictive and doesn't seem like it's purposeful, like there's real work happening. So he likes to call it hate groups because hate groups sound like, why are you just wasting your time hating on somebody? This ain't hating. This is called exposing. There's real work happening. He said, listen, another one bites the dust. Then she sends me this dumbass email talking about people be bullying her. Girl, these people don't even know you in real life. How the hell you upset because you're acting like a third grader and my people are calling you out on your BS? If they love, if they love to say what the reaction was, they never mentioned what caused it. So basically he's saying people always want to point out how they respond and how his behavior is, but not what caused it. We know what caused this. We've got a timeline of it. Then this thing is gonna get upset at my OGs that keep these lives in check by harassing and bullying people. Auntie Sherry, Janelle, Ursula, Brion, and Felicia. Baby, these women are cherished and they are not going anywhere. Crystal name ain't up there. Did y'all notice Crystal name ain't up there? Something's a brewing. Something's a brewing. Poll question for closing out. Did you know that Crooks fell out with Slutty Vegan, aka Pinky? And this was when he had the Greens and Gravy restaurant, and he did some malicious, hateful things to her to try to sabotage her business, Slutty Vegan business, that is very successful now. Remember, all his restaurants are closed. She's been expanding. She got food trucks. Her products are now in grocery stores and everything. But he's the successful one. Okay. Just because she don't walk around talking about how much money she make, don't mean she ain't got more than him. But 55% of y'all did know about it. 45% of y'all didn't. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on and on. So this is Miss Red's message to Darius Cooks after being blocked. She says, and I need to preface this because I forgot about this earlier. We don't do bullying in our chat. Yesterday, the chat was very busy and I didn't have time to engage in it. I didn't have a moderator backstage putting them on the screen. So I was unaware of what was happening in the chat until after the live when I watched the replay, and IAmVellB wasn't happy. I saw some overly aggressive behavior. I think it was Alice. I'm pretty sure it was Alice. I saw some correcting being done in the chat. To my moderators, see Shanice. I don't know if Alice is still around, but Alice, Marianne, and Donna Hammond, and Marlena B, and Precious G, and a bunch of y'all. Trikeisha. If there is bullying, if people acting like Brion in our chat, let's just break it down. If people acting like Brion in our chat and they're VPL members, put them on time. Warn them first. Remind them, I'll say, remind them of what I'm telling them now, what I'm telling us now. And then time them out. And if they continue, keep timing them out and then message me, and then I'll decide they get blocked. Y'all know how we do. A time out for the whole live. I think y'all can do that now. Don't do that, because what we do here is we're not trying to repeat and mimic what is already happening. Do I drag Darius Cooks? Will I drag Darius Cooks? Absolutely. Will I drag her through the mud to the gutter? All yes. When she go low, I go lower. Yes. Will I will drag a bully. I will drag a person who deserves to be drugged, who is a public figure. But when it comes to everyday folk, which Miss Red is considered an everyday folk. She's not a social media influencer. She's not a personality. People, whatever. We're going to get through the rest of this and y'all going to make y'all own decisions, and that's fine. And I'm not even saying that you can't address that, but don't attack people. Do not do that in this chat. Do not do that on my platform. Thank you. That ends this PSA. So, Miss Red then, after being blocked by Darius, he puts out the narrative. She goes in his inbox and says, Darius, this is the person that you blocked. I want to begin by offering another apology for offending you. In Miami, we joke all the time like that with my gay friends. Therefore, I didn't realize it was offensive. Once you brought it to my attention as an adult, I apologized genuinely. What I didn't understand was, why did you allow multiple people to literally attack me and not stop it? Because she likes it. Did you see her? Did you see her old devilish satanic smile when y'all was going back and forth that first time? She was loving it. She eats that stuff up. What are you talking about? Did you think it was okay? Yes, she did. There's no real genuine love or care for her people. Then when I defended myself, I was blocked. If I was not a strong person that could have really set, if I was not a strong person that could have really set a person off, as I am not in the media limelight, I suffer from depression and extreme anxiety, and that space was not a good one for me to be in after a while. Y'all quit telling people y'all Achilles heels and y'all weaknesses. I'm just breaking script a little bit. Quit doing that. Because when y'all do that and somebody don't have your best intentions at heart, all you did was just get them ammunition. Never, ever, ever tell a stranger what your weakness is. Ever. Then she goes on to say, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and the space was not a good one for me to be in after a while. Being that I am not one to be bullied ever, I will not apologize for defending myself. I will, however, offer an apology for the changing the tone, as your lives are entertaining after a long, stressful day. As for my husband, he is aware of everything, as we talk about you often. Actually, he drove me to the kitchen comeback. Then there's a message that, now this is what Darius Cooks posted on his social media. I won't read this because Miss Red is saying that this is not her mother. Miss Red is saying that, and I'm just saying what Miss Red is saying. Miss Red is saying that Darius Cooks made up this. That she don't know where this came from. This some crazy ish. And this basically told her how weird of a person he is or whatever. So there was supposedly a message from the mama. And then there was supposedly a message from the husband. Miss Red is denying that. Then there was another exchange. Wait, no, I'm pop up on my monitor over here. Here we go. This is after, now Darius Cooks, he's done all this stuff. I'm not sure if this was before or after, but Darius Cooks went live on Wednesday on his IG Lives. He was talking about Miss Red. He was putting out this narrative with, you know, with this, her daddy, her mama, her husband, she back and forth, she's saying this, but then she in the hate group saying this, blah, blah, blah. So he putting out all of his receipts. And then after he gets the hags all wound up, we wound up, massa. What you want us to do, massa? And so, they having a witches coven meeting. They doing all that. So he's like, yeah, you know, she's talking about she a businesswoman. She out of Miami, Florida. Like, he giving all her information. Like, he just having conversation. Then he's like, she's talking about how she died. I should look her up. I should Google her. So then he starts to Google her, and he's reciting out loud the key information he's using to try to find her online. He claims in that moment, I don't see nothing. Forget it. I'm over this. But I was like, that's a dog whistle. He done gave them flying monkeys, master. We got our orders, master. We know what you're doing, master. I'm writing down her information now, master. You done gave her full first and last name, master. You done gave the city she live in, master. You done told her she got her own business, master. We own it, master. Sure enough, put your flying monkey emojis in the chat if you're a member. Sure enough, what the flying monkeys start doing, they start harassing Miss Red. They find out her business. They calling it. They find her personal phone numbers. So anyway, because I'm going too deep because she's going to talk about that. So anyway, this is Miss Red's last message to Darius Cooks, email. Now, this is what Darius Cooks posted on his platform. Because again, he wants to seem like he's transparent. So he'll post things that make you think he's transparent, but you don't get the full picture. You get her narrative with some images. She's good at that. Ms. Red also says there was another email exchange, email that he sent to her that he didn't even include in this. Now, I don't know why she ain't showing it to us because it would help this case. But she says that there's another email that Darius Cooks didn't include in this of what he was saying. Anyway, Ms. Red says, I'm also looking at your giving my personal information again to gather up more attacks on you. It is time to get the authorities and my legal team involved. Was it an issue with this picture? I also said just kidding to make light of the joke. You wanted to create confusion. Yes, she is the author of confusion. Then you remember Jeremy saying, God is not the author of confusion. That was the reason he left the Three Queens tour. He literally told you the girl brings confusion with her. That's why he left. He said the ticket sales were fine. It was the confusion he couldn't deal with. And again, apologize. I again apologize, but you do too much. Yes. A lot of us don't have a social media. You will be responsible for any and all emotional distress after I respectfully ask you to stop cyberbullying me. I'll let my lawyers deal with it from this point on. You have a coin. I hope your 5-5 has some as well. Again, threats will not be tolerated. Post as you will. Please remove my personal name from them. Again, it's cyberbullying. I mean, I get it. It's a nice attempt, Melisha. I see Melisha saying email text to you. Oh, you emailed the text to me. Did you text it to me? Because I got a lot of platforms with communication. Did you send it in my text community or did you actually email me? Let me check my text community first. I think here it is. Oh, okay. I see it. Let me grab it real quick. Melisha is in the chat and she's updating us in real time. Let me get what she just grabbed. Or what she just sent. Let me grab what she just sent, I should have said. Here we go. Okay, let me pull this in so y'all can see it, and then we're going to read it. I don't know what this is saying. We're going to read it together. And here it is. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so it says here, this is from Shop Darius Cooks. He says, you should have been blocked a long time ago. You went right to the hate group, shaking my head. You were a mole the whole time. Enjoy your time being blocked. Okay. Melisha, friend, I don't know. That didn't have the impact that I kind of was expecting. I mean, fine. Yes, we know he does that. So thank you for sharing it. So now we know that he sent her that message stating that he should have blocked her a long time ago. So that was it, right? That was after that one. Hold on, I got to make it down to here. Yep. So fast forward. Now we know the story. And Miss Red went to her own YouTube page. She's not the only video she has over there because she's not an influencer. She is getting her own version of the story out. Her part, as she says, her truth. So we are about to watch that now. Oh, I got to pull it in. We're about to watch that now. It was about 30 minutes. I was able to get it down a little bit, but I did want her, the majority of what she said out so people could hear her part of the story, but we also can't be here all night. So if you want to see it uninterrupted completely, because I am going to do some commentary. If you want to see it uninterrupted completely, you can go over to her channel. It is her channel name is the same as her username in this chat, Melisha Lynch. And friend, you might want to not use your legal name as your handle. All of y'all, I know some of y'all I know very well over here. And y'all be using y'all legal names. Y'all know that makes me uncomfortable. Because there's too many crazies out here. Y'all make it too easy for them. Okay, is this it? Here we go. Yeah.
So this will probably be.
Yeah, your social media handles, unless it's for business, don't need to be your full legal names. Just FYI, y'all. Okay, so this is Melisha, aka Miss Red. She is giving her version of the story. This is her thoughts. This is what her recounting of it, etc., etc.
The last time, no, not probably. This will be the last time that I will even speak about this. Of course, the reason why I'm not showing my face is because, it's been so much stuff going on that I just wanted to stop. I did not ask for any of this. I am not in the media limelight at all. So me being thrusted into the world of public opinion is hard for a lot of people. And now I can really understand why people do commit suicide and things of that sort, because it's like you have millions of opinions about things that people don't really even understand or even know. And then it's weird because people can, they could change the narrative so easily. This actually made me look at a lot of things differently than what I see on social media, and almost to the point of like, I don't believe anything on social media because I was a person that actually went through something.
So I'm glad that Miss Red had this awakening of you can't believe what you see on social media. I hate that it had to happen this way, but I would hope that the rest of you don't have to experience cyberbullying and accidentally following a predator and all these other things in order to also understand that social media is smoke and mirrors. You can't believe everything you see on social media. It is curated for your entertainment purposes.
Okay, so my name is Melisha. There's no reason for me to keep my name out now because it's been out there. I started following Mr. Cooks, I can say probably at the beginning of the year or a little bit before that. How I started following him, and the only reason why I'm saying this because I'm kind of answering all the questions that I've been seeing and things online, so I can fill in the gaps and you guys can make your own opinion after that. And after this video, I can care less about what you think or what you feel because I know my truth. He knows the truth, and anybody that was in any one of those lives that I was a part of know the truth. With that being said, I don't remember exactly how I started following him. The only thing I could think of is that I do a lot of cooking for my family. So probably it was a reel or something that I seen and started following him. Again, I don't know of anybody that when you click the TikTok button to follow somebody or Instagram button that you sit and do a deep dive on that person. I'm gonna speak the truth either way, both parts of how I feel like I made a mistake, the good, bad, and the ugly. So some people may not like this video, but that's on you. So when I first seen him, he was extremely entertaining to me. Extremely, very funny, very charismatic, just funny, especially when he starts on his edibles and things like that. So me being somebody who loves to cook too, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This could be somebody who I'm watching while I'm doing reports, or while I'm doing, while I have downtime, things like that, while I'm trying to wind down the day. There's somebody I could watch to kind of make me laugh and things like that. So I had no understanding.
Thank you for that, Angela. Angela is saying Darius has some of his flying monkeys. I'm coding it. And hags are here. Some are coming for Militia. Moderators, if they're not behaving themselves and they're doing that toxic ass D-hag behavior over here, that's not what we do over here. D-hags, I don't mind y'all being over here. I don't mind y'all seeing the light, but you got to sit back and be quiet. If you get in there and you're trying to cause a ruckus like y'all do over there with your toxic ass behavior with your bird brains, you will be blocked.
Of any back history of whom anybody had beef with, and to be honest, it wasn't my problem. That's like me getting on social media and follow Cardi B or anybody else. They have beef with everybody. Somebody has a problem with somebody. So I didn't think that this was something other than that. I just thought this person was messy, and he was funny in his being messy. To be honest, I did go on other people's side and see that they were actually coming back at him. So I didn't see people that when I was doing that time being a victim, because they were going back at him just as funny. So it was all entertainment for me. Yes, first question that I did see, well, one of the questions that I did see.
So I'm doing a little correction. Again, I'm doing commentary with this. If you want to see her video uninterrupted, go to her YouTube channel, which is under her name. So you said that you didn't see the people who speak out about him as victims because they're coming back at him pretty much with the same energy. I don't consider myself a victim, but I am a survivor. I don't consider any of us victims. I consider us survivors of Darius Cooks. But just because somebody comes back at him with the same energy, you got to meet a certain kind of person where they are. Just because we do that don't mean that we on her level or we the same as she is. There's a certain way you have to combat a sociopathic predator. I know what gets to her. Y'all don't. A lot of y'all don't. So there's a reason why we do the tactics over here the way that we do. Don't mean that we weren't harmed by her. Doesn't invalidate our issues. Don't mean that we ain't been through what you've been through and worse. It just means that we have learned how to expose her and how to get back at her. Not that we weren't ever survivors.
Is people saying, did I go to Kitchen Comeback? I did go to Kitchen Comeback. Again, I started following him a little bit before that. So when he said that, I wanted to taste his food. Of course, I wanted to see if he can live up to what he was saying online about his food and his videos and things like that. So of course, me being a new follower, I wanted to check out his food. Truthfully speaking, his food was delicious. I never had his food directly personally because from what I understand, he was not the cook. Someone else was the cook, but I would not lie and say that food was nasty because it was not. Like I
Also, Militia, you're saying that the food was amazing or good at the Kitchen Comeback, but then you say he's a good cook, but then you say you didn't have his cooking. You said for a fact he wasn't back there cooking. We all know that too because we saw it on camera. We got plenty of video footage to show she ain't touching not nan dish except for them biscuits. So you're saying you still ain't had his cooking. You had somebody else's cooking with his name on the moniker. And I have had his cooking. I've literally had his cooking. He's a good Sunday, like a little Sunday dinner cook.
Said it's going to be a lot of things that people are going to be upset about, but I'm not hating on any hate group on any side. I'm my own person, and that's what I think the issue was with Miss in his group, because I'm not a follower in that sense that I'm going to jump on a bandwagon because somebody wants me to jump on a bandwagon. The food was delicious. I'm not going to lie and say it was not. I went the first day. I didn't have any issues. I got my food. I left. After that situation, I seen that he had a situation with Chantel. Chantel, I felt like had her own things going on too, and I felt like, again, I felt like she was going back at him as well with the things that she was doing and saying. So that was not my beef to get into. Fast forward, I started being on his live a little bit more. A lot of things that I didn't agree with, like within the group. So somebody would say something, like a random person would say, "Hey, Darius, when you coming back from wherever you're going?" Brion or whoever else would start like attacking them. So I'm like, wait a minute, why are these people being attacked? So I literally would start asking. So that started escalating to it starting getting worse and worse. And me saying, wait a minute, okay, why? I'm like, y'all mean girls, this and that. Everybody's older. I'm thinking this again. My perception is this is somebody that's cooked, that is from a church background, that's just a little messy, and he's messy in a fun way, not messy and like trying to destroy people's life. Messy. Of course, if I thought.
That friend, I see your comments, but I'm finna commentate on what you put out there because I need to get the record straight on a few things. You're saying here that you didn't think he was messy in a bad way, or he's not. At least in that moment, you felt that way. He is extremely toxic and very messy in a very horrible way. We'll get into a little bit of more of that after your video. But he is the toxic messy. This is not the funny hee ha ha nobody's harmed messy. That's not what we're discussing here at all.
Even thought that person was like that, I would not even be a part of that. So one particular day, Brion and I was actually having, she was saying something, I just had enough. So Darius had seen that her and I was going at it in the comments, and there was some people that was like on my defense, but the most part wasn't, because they are yes people in that group. I stood out because I was not a yes person. When I seen something that Darius did not do right or say right, I would say, Darius, I don't feel like that's okay that you said that, or whatever the case may be. Like so that already made me a target for me saying that.
So Militia, Miss Red has realized at a certain point, this is a cult. That's cult behavior. For any of you that don't know the signs of a cult, cult behavior is one mind thinking. And it can only be the mind of the leader. Anyone who has a mind that does not, or flow of thought, whatever. Anybody who has that or thinks outside of the box and it isn't in line with what the leader wants, they're considered a problem. They're not in lockstep with the cult. That's cult behavior. This is the D-Hags. Hey, D-Hags. The D-Hags, D-Hivers, are a part of an internet cult. I say that because it is true. I say that because we're watching it play out right in this moment, where because someone came in unknowingly and had their own mind and wasn't able to be completely scooped up, there was some indoctrination going on, because we're going to get to that in a minute, friend, too. There was some indoctrination that happened for sure. But because he was not able to completely take over her mind, and she wasn't looking like Brion, she had to go.
Didn't have any idea that the narrative of his group was used to be a yes person, because that's not me. So eventually this was going to happen anyway. So Brion was saying, so Darius stopped the live. He said basically it was one day Brion I blocked her. So she got into his comment, she got into his question box, and she asked who I was. Darius said he don't know me, and please pull the receipts for all these videos that I'm saying. He said he don't know me, this and that. That's when I think I really started being noticed, is when she herself went in the question box and said, who am I? Do he know me and this and that, because I be talking too much stuff in the comments and that, this and that, or whatever. So of course, that's when the other minions or whoever started, the old lady gang started like jumping, tagging, like going in. And so it was kind of like it started being a divide inside of his group, because I would like ask, okay, I would say things was not okay with what was going on. So it went from that to him having a live one day. Brion was going at it again, and I think this was prior to me blocking her, something like, I can't remember the exact timeline, so don't quote me on the exact timeline because it's been so much that been happening. But the fact is, her and I was going at it. He stopped the live. He said, what is the problem? This and that. I said Brion is a bully. Your old timers that are bullied, they want people to respect them, but they don't want to respect other people. Everybody's grown, blah 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 blah. So he proceeded to give everybody the he proceeded to give everybody the backstory of Brion and who she was and this and that. I said, okay, well, if you feel like you get this type of hate, well then so be it. You know, if you feel like Brion is person that if you feel like Brion is a person that that protects you, then so be it. Again, I have no understanding of any of this. I never did any research on this man. I had no reason to do any research on this man. Anybody that would say that they're going to sit and do full research on anybody that they follow just from off Instagram or whatever is probably not telling the truth or just want to have something to say. Or if you did, good for you. I did not.
I'm one of those people that is good for me, Miss Red, because I do, in fact, look up. I guess maybe because of the work I do. Maybe that's what it is. But I will, when I'm following someone, what I do, this is what I do. I ain't going to say I look up every single person right away. But I watch for red flags. And as soon as I start seeing red flags, I will then research them to make sure it's not just because nobody's perfect. We all do stuff. I say some ish over here. I've done some stuff that if a person is new to me and they just judge me based on that one action, they might think a certain thing of me. But y'all know, all in all, I'm a normal, cool person. I just will go there if you take me there. Like most people, really. Most people with a backbone. So I do my research. If I were following someone who is always talking about they got hate groups, who is always who has now used the term scammer to describe themselves in a funny way, who always got some story about somebody they fell out with, and they dragging somebody in every live, and they dragging total strangers in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna look them. For one, I can't deal with that, so I would just be gone off GP with that alone. But I would then research them if I felt like, I guess again, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I see a lot of Darius Cooks content. As much as I have to pray to keep that spirit of hagation off of me because I watch so much of it for having to do this for y'all that I could be indoctrinated. This girl is good. Sometimes I'm listening and I'm like, wait a minute. No, that ain't how it happened. Let me wake the hell up. I done gotten her trans with one of her childhood made up ass stories, or made up ass story about why she fell out with somebody and somebody else and the hate groups.
And I'm willing and honest to say that I did.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to forget. Was it Ken Lou? Thank you so much, friend, for the super chat. Melissa, thank you also for the super chat, friend. Appreciate you.
Not do that. So it went from that to the next thing that I think I remember is I would hear him all the time speak about vagina in a bad way. Like, and I didn't understand how a live that was predominantly probably 98% women would sit here and allow this man and think it was funny and jokingly to keep speaking about how a vagina is so disgusting, how it repulses him, things of that sort. So one day, me being sarcastic, and people, you may not understand my humor, it was a live that it was something according to the topic or something he had made a comment excuse me, prior to that, saying like vagina repulses me. So my response was, you're handsome, too bad vagina repulses you. JK, okay, trying to make light of it because I didn't want to go back and forth with him, trying to make light of it, but I want him to also understand you. Okay, I'm not understanding, you keep saying this, like, too bad vagina repulses you type thing or whatever. How did that turn into me trying to throw my vagina on him? I never sent this man any sort of DM saying, hey, I want to have sex with you. I never said, even in that, Darius, I want to have sex with you. I'm trying to understand how in anybody's brain did that turn into me trying to throw myself on him. Maybe I need some more clarity on that because I don't understand that at all. That's where that comment came in at. Fast forward, been missing his lives a couple times, being busy, traveling, doing whatever. So I got on his live like 2 days or whatever. And then one day when this all happened, he said, what happened to Miss Red 561? I haven't seen her in a while. Listen, and I said, I raised my hand. I said, hey, it's me or whatever. So again, I was always stood out because of my comments that I would make against his girls. So it went from that to, he said, hey, what's going on with you? Because I keep getting all these DMs about you in my comments, talking crazy to my ladies and this and that. The whole conversation about the vagina repulses you thing came after the fact, and I felt like he used that as a reason to, I guess, kind of have like some sort of leverage or whatever the case may be. So
Renee, see, we over here, we're pretty much, we're at collegiate level when it comes to understanding crooks and the nuances of this. Renee S nailed it on the head. She said, because she became content and he was bored. Darius Cooks it's been slow for her. Now she not in Bali no more, so she ain't got the Bali stuff to keep them interested. She back home in her regular old Houston town shack, and she needs something. Unfortunately, Miss Red said, and this happened, and she was like, that was a moment. And Darius Cooks took advantage of the moment. This is what she does. This ain't new to us, though. We've been watching this play out time and time again. Next month is going to be somebody else, guaranteed. Ms. Red, are you familiar with the drama calendar that people keep on Darius Cooks? A calendar that literally shows every month his biggest drama, and every single month gets filled up. You familiar with that? It exists.
Said that, I said, I explained to him in the comments, and again, pull the live from anybody that was there. I said, no, I said, these ladies attacked me, and I attacked them back. I'm like, I'm not a child. They're not going to speak to me any kind of way. So he was trying to explain to me, again, the dynamic of the group, and that I can't do that, and this and that, and this and that, and this. So he and I was going back and forth or whatever. And so I apologized to him, for him feeling like, I disrupted his group in any way, shape, form, but I wanted him to understand my stance of what was going on. So I asked him, I said, what did I do to disrupt your group? And say, whatever. He pulled that up. Me not even remembering that comment, because I did comment a lot on his stuff. I didn't remember that comment. I didn't remember the context of that comment. I didn't remember any of that, because again, I was very vocal on his live about a lot of things that I did not agree with. So that comment did not even cross my mind at all, because that was one of many comments that I have made on his live that was basically contradictory to, I guess, the dynamic of the group. So he showed that. So I said, my bad. I didn't mean it that way. We joke like that all the time. Because again, like, if a man ever, like, any one of my gay friends or buddies or whoever that I know, if they're always like, ooh, girl, this and that or whatever, I'll be like, ooh, like, so that just, it was a banter to me. It wasn't like, it was like, that's the banter that we have. It wasn't that somebody was joking with gay men. It was a joke that, okay, you say that vagina repulses you, I'm gonna throw back something at you, like, in a joking way. So, like, touche type thing. So that's where that came from. But again, if somebody says somebody offended them, the way I was raised, that you are to apologize whether you agree with it or not. So again, me just being raised that way, he said that he felt a certain type of way. I apologized to him. He said, I take your apology. Okay, let's move on. He started talking about other things, about his weight loss surgery, this and that. They would hit in the comment section. His main ones was continuing coming for me. So I was continually coming back for them. So he was like, listen, I told you to stop. And I said, but wait a minute. I'm like, they keep coming for me. I'm not finna sit and, allow them to keep coming for me. I'm going to speak up for myself. And that's when he said, okay, you know what, bye. And he blocked me. So that's how that happened. So again, in my confusion, I didn't understand, because the banter between us was always like a friendly type read type thing. So I didn't understand it. So that's when I did. I emailed him, and I guess you guys seen the email. What you didn't see was his email back to me. So I emailed him, and you guys seen, I'm not going to go through that whole email. And I was genuine in everything that I did say. I did enjoy his lives when he was when he was being funny about his products and things like that. I did enjoy his products. I'm not going to lie and say that I did not. What I did not like was the tone of the group. And when I did not like the tone of the group, I spoke up about it. The signature that the scripture, another thing, the scripture that was on that, if anybody know anything about email, especially personal emails or professional emails, you can put a signature at every email. Every one of my emails that go, I have the same thing on it. Every last one of them. It was not a scripture that I added to the email. It's something that's on.
Renee, we did, I don't know, Renee, you may have joined late. Renee S is saying, what was his response to your email? That was what we just read here. It, oh, I'm on the wrong one thing. That was this one. It was uneventful. He just said, yeah, I should have blocked you a long time ago, is basically all he said.
All my personal emails that I sent out.
That's why I produce my own show.
So that's the first thing. Secondly, the part about my family DMing him. We are from South Florida. My husband is not the one to get into another man's inbox under a fake name and say, please leave my wife alone. Never in a million years would my husband do that. I won't even tell you the thoughts or the comments that's going inside my household right now or in my area, but that's definitely not. My husband is kind of the type to do things like what happened to him when he was in South Florida, but a little bit worse or a lot bit worse. He's not one of those people to do that. So for that to say that is actually laughable and bizarre. My mom, on the other hand, it's old. My mama barely know how to work a phone. My mama would not get on. I am a grown businesswoman. My mother will not get in anybody's inbox asking anybody to stop bullying me. The only person that was telling him to stop bullying me was me. That's it. Not anybody in my family, not anybody of that sort went and said or did anything like that. That was a complete lie. I would not say that Mr. Cooks did it, but I just know we didn't do it. So I don't know if that was something that was fed so that it can keep.
I will admit, I was cringing at some of this. The Mr. Cooks, I don't know. It's hard for me to have respect for or give respect for somebody this toxic and a person who's done this much. But again, Miss Red said that, you know, this was in the moment. I don't know. She might still feel this way, that he deserves the respect to be called Mr. Cooks. We know that you've bought the Alibaba product line. If you bought the skillet for $120 regular price, he's been doing the 60% off. So you paid 4 to 5 times more for that $9.99 skillet than what it's actually worth. But you say the products are good. They come from Alibaba. You can get them yourself. So now that you've been disbanded, you can still get those products yourself from Alibaba. Just know that. So you're not losing out.
Create the narrative and for him to have more views, because the more I look back on it and the more I think on it, and hindsight is always 20/20. I recall him saying a lie. He know how to work the internet. He's mastered the internet. So with this person being a master of the internet, he kind of have a way to twist the narrative to make money off the internet. That's how he makes his money. It's off the internet. So I'm not surprised that was said. I'm shocked that anybody would believe that foolishness. But hey, you know, people can believe anything that is on the internet, just like I believe, you know, that he was a good person, or not even a good person, that because I don't know him personally, that he was just like a funny media personality that was just messy. That's one thing. What else people was asking me? The situation, the answering on the scamming page. Yes, I did get on the scamming page and make a comment. I immediately, wasn't even 2 minutes, literally deleted it. I don't know if anybody do a post and delete, but me being out, I don't post on social media at all. So when I posted, I'm like, Melisha, what are you doing, girl? And I took it down. So, because I'm not that type of person, you know what I'm saying, to bash anybody, do whatever like that. That's not who I am. So I deleted it immediately. But within that, I guess he got I don't know how he got it. Some people say he in a group. I don't know. That's not my concern about where he's at or whatever. But apparently he has, he got into the group, and seeing that, he sent me a screenshot back to my email, saying, shaking my head, I should have been blocked you a long time ago. Within minutes, you were in, you were in this hate group bashing me, shaking my head. I then responded back to him in an email. So the email that he sent me is omitted out of everything that he's sending y'all. He responded back to me. I guess his feelings was hurt or whatever. Because after that, he was.
We had 17 minutes of, I think, 27 minutes or something. So we got about 10 minutes. But there's a piece that, well, I want her story to fully get out for one. And then the other piece is the commentary I have for the last piece.
Like I should have blocked you a long time ago, type of thing, because they had been inside his inside the messages telling him to block me. He said that he would not block me. And in his lives he did say that. So I guess he felt like his feelings was a little hurt a little bit, that dang, you know, I should have blocked you a long time ago when my girls was telling me to block you, and they were right about you, type thing or whatever. And I will understand him saying that, because I did go on the scamming page and did make a comment. What else? I was not a part of a DHAG, a DHive, or anything like that. I'm a grown woman. I'm not a part of any type of group.
Diamond Mesquite, do you have a receipt proving that he created that scamming group, the Darius Cooks scamming group? Ain't far-fetched, but I only operate in receipts. This is the first time I've ever heard that. Or are you being sarcastic? Because sometimes people are sarcastic in the chat and people will take it as fact. So I want to make sure, because you put it in the chat, that we get clarity. Are you just being sarcastic, or do you have receipts to prove that Darius Cooks created the Darius Cooks Scammy Facebook group that got created a couple months ago? Because it's full of, D-haggers for sure. But yeah, is that a factual statement or just an assumption or just a random comment because you just want to engage? Let me know.
Whether it's hating him or not hating him or him hating anybody else, I'm my own person. And I think that's what's upsetting people, because people are saying, okay, pick a side. Did you not do? I'm not picking any goddamn side. I'm a grown woman. I don't have to pick any side on whoever. I could just speak on my experience to him and feel sorry for the people that have came before me, because I see that this is something that happened before. Yes, I do feel like I kind of put myself in a situation, and for that I'll take a full accountability of that, because things I did see within a group that I should have removed myself from.
Oh, well, it won't show on the screen. Our emojis don't show on the screen, our custom emojis. But B Hunt is saying, we got a bunch of them in here, the flying monkeys. I'm okay with it because they've all subscribed, because we're on subscriber only mode. So that means they were all already subscribed before we even went live tonight. I ain't mad at y'all. I told y'all they fans over here too, and it's okay. I love them. I mean, it ain't their fault that they touched. I love them still the same, a little bit. I ain't gonna say the same, but I love them. I love them with the love of Jesus. Hey, D-Hack. Thanks for your subscribe, a
while ago. So that I do take full accountability for. Excuse me, that I should have removed myself from. But be honest, this shit was entertaining. It was entertaining on all sides. In that case, I would have stopped watching Zelle page. I would stop watching Carmen page. I would stop watching the other Ghost Boy page. It was all entertainment. It's almost like watching a soap opera. And when you work all day, you literally, like, this, if you have nothing better else to do, social media is like entertainment. So I would watch all of them and see the banter going back between all of them. Nobody was like, it wasn't like nobody was sticking their tail between their legs. It was going back and forth between everybody. So I didn't have a reason to be like, oh my God, these people are victims or whatever. The only thing that I felt like was victims was the people like people that came before me. That's people that's not in the social media space, people that's not influenced, people that was just not even calm but charmed by his demeanor and things that was in his group. And for anybody that said it's not charming, then that's your opinion. To me, he was extremely charming, and I won't take that from him. That is the reason why he has so many followers across social media, because of his personality. Because of that, a lot of people in that group is not people that is there because they want to see somebody else head on. The way that he have basically mastered his art is to bring people in with his humor. I was strictly there for his humor. It was funny. And yes, it was funny. It wasn't funny. Like, again, and for those people, if you felt as though I was there, I apologize for that. Because again, if I made any mistakes, as an adult and a grown woman, I'll be the first to say, okay, I apologize for my being there in a space that somebody was bashing you in that sense. But at the same time, those people was bashing him too. So like, it's not one-sided that people are he just bashing people. People bash him too. I don't know the history of who started what or who started who, because I was not there for that. Again, I just started following this man right before Kitchen Comeback. I think that's pretty much all the lies that I can think of that it is that I've seen going out. I would just ask this. You guys, everybody on all sides, you know, people are playing with fire. You don't understand what anybody was going through. People have been sending me death threats. People have been calling my business. People have been prank calling my cell phone. People have been doing all type of things to me that I am not used to. So when I go on Twitter or wherever else and defend myself because I see lies, would you not sit there and see people? Like, it's hard. If you're not in the shoes, you cannot speak on it. If you sit there and you watch people bash you all day long and speaking lies about you, you will be like, okay, wait a minute, no, that's not true. Okay, like, so maybe that was my fault as well to defend myself in that, but I won't apologize for defending myself against the lie when I know that it's a lie or it's twisted or it's some truth in it and the narrative is being switched to their favor. As days went on and I started seeing things more and more, I'm like, wait a minute, I want to talk. I don't care what my attorneys say. I don't care what anybody say, because again, I'm not hurting for any money at all. Like, so like that civil lawsuits, from what I've seen, this man has, or from what I've heard, this man has been sued multiple times about cyberbullying. He has mastered that. He has mastered the art of cyberbullying and staying under the radar. So my thought process is completely different than anybody else's thought process. So I have sat back and been gathering information and been gathering things. And okay, so I would know how to move, that I'm not regurgitating everybody else's failed attempts against this person. Another thing, people saying I want the limelight. If I want the limelight, I would not have deactivated my main source of places that was coming from. People saying like I blocked them. No, my Facebook has been deactivated. The only thing that I'm on is on Instagram, and I just got on Twitter because I seen my name and stuff from friends sending me my names was over there. So I got on Twitter, and again, my anxiety and, you know, things that's going on, one and single people are saying about you. No, it's not healthy, but when you're so many people talking about you, like, and you're not used to that, I don't have thick skin. I have very thin skin. I'll be the first to admit that, which is why I don't bother nobody. So when I seen that, me having thin skin and very, you know, sensitive that I am, I'm sitting there listening to people saying, so of course I'm going to defend myself. I got on TikTok and seen the same thing, and I was like, wow, like little old me, somebody who just like run her businesses, live a good upper middle class life, it's everywhere. So of course, you know, that's what it was. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Any other things that you guys have, y'all can have that. Hopefully this 27-minute video is cleared up everything that anybody will have thought of, think of, or wanted to say that was contrary to the truth. This is my truth, and it is lives and information that's out there that can correspond to anything that what I'm saying. And I'm really, really, really appreciative of those people, because again, you don't know what people's history is. You don't know what people is going through in their personal life, and for people to just keep attacking you, you don't know that can break somebody and put somebody across the edge mentally. So for those people, I will say thank you who accepted my apologies for me of my ignorance of this person, who understood that it was many before me who went through this situation, who basically were just sucked into a narrative that I was played in, that I didn't do my research about. So hope everybody have a blessed day. I hope this moves on, and I hope, I'm not even gonna say it's somebody else, because I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And I will say, people reap what they sow, and in due time, anything that you put out in this world will come back, especially when you are on lives talking about God, or whatever. You think for 1 second the same God that you're talking about is not going to dish the same things that you give out. So I'm not the one to sit there and be in any hate group or anything like that to against him, because at the end of the day, I don't see anyone.
So this is where my commentary started to come in. I'm gonna let this part play out. But what I want Miss Red, aka Militia, to be aware of is that you have been indoctrinated, whether you realize it or not. Yes, you are obviously a strong-minded young woman. However, through your thinking that you were being entertained, you were also being indoctrinated. And part of that indoctrination is using Miss Sassy, DJ Baconback's code words. The words that she likes to use to program her followers, her cult. One of them that you've used quite often is hate group. There are no hate groups. They don't exist. What they exist for the D-hags who are in this chat and the ones over there listening to him now live. But there is no such thing as Darius Cooks hate groups. There never has been. However, there are Darius Cooks exposing groups because it's not about hating her. It's about exposing her so people like you don't unknowingly and unwillingly walk into a predatory situation. That's not called hate. That's called exposure. So moving forward, just know that it ain't no hate groups out there. That's her buzzword to use on people like you who don't know no better to then have a frame of mind like, oh, they hating on him. That's what this about. This is just about them being messy. Oh, they just playing the dozens. No, girl. No. No. We're exposing a toxic Decepticon. And we have to meet her where she's at. She's a lowbrow, a gutter snipe. She's low down dirty. You've experienced some of it. But the truth of the matter is, sweetheart, your story ain't nowhere near the deepest one we've heard. Nowhere near it. And not to take nothing away from it. I'm just letting you know the real of it all. So just be mindful. And you're about to get into some other stuff, and I'm about to educate you. Let's complete this. We're almost done. And I'm cutting the rest of the show after this because I realized I put too much show on here. We'd be here for 5 hours if I did the rest of this. We ain't doing that.
One of those hate groups stopping him at all. If anything, that's fueling him. So I'm
sorry, this is where the education part of this happens. I hope you're still hanging in there, Militia. I ain't coming for you, friend, but I want to educate you because you have admitted that you are a new follower to him. You have admitted that you've only been digging into him for 2 days. You are in the company of people who have been exposing him, well, me for 4 years, and there's others who've been exposing him for 10 plus. You can't educate us on this girl.
So I'm not the one to sit there and be in any hate group or anything like that to against him, because at the end of the day, I don't see any one of those hate groups stopping him at all. If anything, that's fueling him. So in my mind, it's like, okay, everybody's talking about these hate groups and this and that, but do y'all understand that's how he's getting paid? He's getting paid by that. So to me, that don't make any sense. Like, if you're doing this, I would say play checkers and not chess, because he's using that to live off of. That if he has straight social media platform. He has built his empire off of hate. So if you guys are sharing his hate or sharing the stuff about me, don't you think that's putting more money in his pocket? So before y'all do things, really think outside the box and think on another level of saying, okay, let me try a different way, because if you guys trying to bring him down, you're not. From my understanding, this guy has been doing this for over a decade. The same thing he's been doing. It's been hate groups. I have dug so deep into the situation. I have seen so many different hate groups, unless the other side is getting paid also. So therefore, if two sides are getting paid from the same thing, why are you attacking somebody for basically being like just being a spectator? So I'm not understanding anything or any way that it makes sense. If you are truly wanting to see him taken down, then do what you need to do to get him taken down. The posting and reposting his videos and things like that, that's helping him. It's helping his pockets. So he can make a code and everything else about what people are saying. So like, that's how you cripple people. You cut out their lifeline. The lifeline is the hurt. I mean, it's the hurt and the hate that he put on other people. So food for thought.
So I ain't gonna lie, friend, Melissa friend. I ain't gonna lie, I got my feels towards the end because I feel like where's these shots coming from? She throwing shots at us. What is happening here? And then I was offended as a connoisseur and an expert in this field, because this has become a field. It's like a goddamn, it's like a fucking professional. I mean, profession. Covering this girl is like a profession for real. I am very well versed, and there are others. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but very well versed in all things Darius Cooks and her scampire. I just got off the comments. Saint Center summed it up well. Melissa Vale is playing chess while Darius Cooks has been eating checkers. I love that. And Socksnob said his scampire, not his empire. So friend, and the rest of y'all out here too, some of y'all hags who do listen occasionally. What you just said was purely from a place of being indoctrinated. That was Darius Cooks' narrative that you have totally bought into. That what we're doing as the exposing groups, exposing coalition, exposing groups, whatever you want to call it, has not been working because she's still making money. She still got y'all buying those $9 skillets for $100. She still got y'all buying them crock pots and dildos at a 600% markup. So she winning. Well, friend Militia, what you don't know is that's a lie from the pit of hell. Now, what ain't a lie is that she's still able to make some coin. However, what you don't understand about this, because you're new to it, is that everything that these exposing groups have been doing for years has been hella working. Did you know? We're finna do a deep dive real quick because we're gonna wrap it up with this. I had two more segments. We got an interview I did, an exclusive interview, but I'm gonna say that for next week. Then there's a retrospective of some other drama Darius Cooks had with a minister. We'll talk about that next week as well. So they already ready to roll. I'll just add them to the next show. Tonight I feel like the student walked in my classroom and tried to present. And I'm like, Ms. Red, militia friend, if you don't go have a seat, you a student. You're not no teacher. What you doing? That's your seat over there. Don't try to push me out the way. I'm in the head of this class. So, Melissa, you say in there, again, you said that was recorded, actually this morning, I think. It was recorded hours ago or whatever, and some of your thoughts and feelings, emotions may have changed. I still got to respond based on what we got in front of us. I'm a person of receipts, unlike Darius Cooks. Unlike Captain's Collards back there on live, I'm a person of real receipts, not the conflated piece of a receipt here and create a storyline. That's not how I roll. You say we ain't did nothing. Ain't nothing behind. It's all for naught. Share my screen here, friend. Let me take this down. Let's Google Darius Cooks since we ain't did nothing. She's so successful. I'm sorry, I gotta enlarge that for y'all. She's so successful that y'all been wasting y'all time in these these hate groups. Y'all wasting y'all time. Melissa gonna educate us on this. She got a better strategy than we got. Darius Cooks. Oh, she fixed this, y'all. She fixed this. Remember when we Googled her the last time, y'all know you can mess with the algorithm for Google. Remember when we Googled her the last time? I got two shows where we Googled her and it was saying she's a scammer. I told y'all she watch. She done got it where it don't even mention her. Okay, here it is. It's still here though. Here we go. So Melissa is saying that our work is for naught. When you Google Darius Cooks, I did not say Darius Cooks, which is the moniker he got from scamming and being exposed for the decade that Melissa think we ain't been doing nothing. We Googled his name, his moniker, not the one that was given, because if we Google that, that's even more gonna come up. Darius Cooks. What does it say on Google? First search. Darius Cooks, whose real name is Darius Wilson, is a food personality and former restaurateur. He has over 1 million followers on Facebook. His website, DariusCooks.tv. He has a YouTube channel, over 160 subscribers. Williams is known for selling cookbooks, cookware, and glasses online. Second paragraph. Now, at first, this was popping up at first. I ain't lying. Y'all all know it. We have 15 nights a week. So we already know. They can vouch for me in the chat. When we were Googling this the last 2 weeks, this part was popping up first. But it goes on to say, because she can't get rid of it no matter how much she try, Melissa. And I don't care what you say, friend. Our work over here is not in vain. It says, Williams has been accused of recipe theft, fraud, and assault by former employees, cookbook authors, and Food Network television hosts. Some say that Williams claims to want to publish 20 books in 20 years. See, she been messing with this, y'all, which some say is only possible through recipe. Wait, I just said that. Is AI listening to our is the AI listening to our lives, y'all? I just said that the other week, last week. Some say Williams claims to want to publish 20 books in 20 years, which some say is only possible through recipe theft. The Better Business Bureau of the Metro Atlanta has also issued a warning about doing business with Williams. With more than 70 customer complaints, they paid for cookbooks, cookware, or tickets to his cooking events, but did not get the products. Williams has also been accused of scamming people with credit repair services that don't work and doxing people who call him out for scamming. But Melissa just said, we ain't did nothing. Melissa, what you have heard me read, I ain't got to keep reading that. But what you've heard me read is the work of many people over a decade that you thought wasn't nothing. Again, I'm the professor here. Sit down. I see you commenting. Quit commenting. Listen. You talked. I gave you a whole 30 minutes of your live plan. Sit in the front row. As the student, I got to put you in the front. You know, you got to put the kid that need the most help. You got to put him in the front, close to the teacher. I'm sitting you on the side of my desk. Eventually, you'll be able to sit out there with everybody else. But we got to do some catching up over here, friend. Next thing that pops up is Fox Atlanta 5 doing their report about Darius Cooks scamming dining with diarrhea events across the country and doxing people. But we ain't affected nothing with her. Then you got her regular YouTube channel. You got her social media. This stuff is going to pop up naturally. All this, yeah, get past that. Got some of her videos. Yeah, they've been tweaking this, y'all. At least you got Chantel telling her part of the kitchen comeback. But anyway, without me going to, because I got too much else to still talk about. Oh, here's the Reddit. You see, it's all mixed up. Because, again, I didn't Google Darius Cooks. I Googled his brand name, Darius Cooks. His scamming shit is all throughout this. You can't avoid it. I understand you don't search for people, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is that his reputation is shit. It's Friday. I can curse. It's shit. That's what you're looking at here. What you became a victim of, y'all know it's more. We did this shit before. Watch last week's episode if you want to deep dive and you feel like, well, Phil, you ain't really showed me enough. Look at last week's episode, because this girl been up in here in Google trying to get this shit cleared out, and it still ain't gonna work because her reputation is garbage. She even admits it herself. Join us and you'll know. You'll find out. We've covered all this before. What you got to say, CJ friend? There's another person been in the coalition working hard. One of the owners of the Exposing Darius, the hate group. One of the hate group leaders, CJ. No, Exposing Darius Cooks says Veil in the groups. Veil the groups got the algorithm right. Algorithm. This work is definitely not for naught. Yes, DJ Skunk Bottom. I love that one. I'm adding that to the list. DJ Skunk Bottom is definitely exposed for what he is. Right. But Melissa, you got me concerned, friend, because you said you have been researching in the past 24 hours or so. How you miss all that? That ain't even nothing. We still ain't done. So when he tells you, because I always know when people have been indoctrinated by him. And I know you may not think so, but you'll realize the further you get away from him, the more you'll be like, oh shit. The more you'll be like, oh shit, what was happening? Had you stayed another month, girl, you be acting like Brion. You be talking about you love crooks more than your own children. It's time for me to get off. It's time for me to get off. Anyway, so our work is not in vain, sweetheart. This Negro can't get a brand deal no more. Do you know his history? Do you know he was on the Food Network? Where that's at? Blocked, banned. They made him pull down videos. Any proof that he's ever been on there, he had to pull it off his channel. Hennessy. He tried to do the Three Queens tour and tried to sneak it. Now his goal with that. Hold on, got me 10 up, Melissa. Got me 10 up because we done work hard. And you sitting there trying to take our credit, talking about we ain't did nothing because you ain't educated yourself. If you don't get back in that seat, get back in that seat, girl. Get educated. It's all out of love, though. Hennessy. Darius Cooks, you're aware because you were around during this time. He had the Three Queens tour with Corey and Jeremy. That was another grift. Why he add them? Because his brand is ish. He needed their name to hopefully navigate through and trick a brand into partnering with him. Why? Because he cannot get a brand deal on his own anymore. Why is that not possible? Because of us. So he does make some money. He makes it off his coaches. The D-Hags. You were one of them. You gave him your dues. Those are the only people he's getting money from anymore. No brand will even touch him. He did the Three Queens tour, attempted. The reason that ridiculous ass menu had Hennessy everywhere, dripped in every ingredient, was because she was trying to use that as a way to sneak into a deal with Hennessy, a brand deal. But she knew she wouldn't be able to do it by herself. She already had dinner diarrhea events and diabetic-inducing dining events across America. She could have added Hennessy to that. But she knew she would never be able to get a brand deal by herself. So she lured Jeremy, and Corey in. But she's so goddamn toxic, she couldn't even hold on to that business relationship. And Hennessy laughed at them. Hennessy replied, who the hell has heard of melted Brussels sprouts? 2 million plus views on Twitter. But we ain't did nothing. All right. I hate to see if we did something. This is nothing. You also probably don't know that he was in Walmart commercials around 2015, 2016, something around there. In Walmart commercials. Holiday commercials here, holiday commercial there. They won't touch his ass now. Why? Because of the work we do. Darius Cooks had a PBS show. I forgot the name of it. I ain't got it here right now. I ain't finna worry about digging for it. Darius Cooks has a promo video. Y'all let me know in the chat. Have I ever played that promo video for y'all? I don't know. I can't remember. Darius Cooks has a promo video for a show. It's like a commercial trailer for a PBS show that he was about to do. Sassy with Soul. No, I don't know. I can't remember what it was called. Something with Soul, because, you know, she got to add soul and everything because she's trying to indoctrinate black people. So, canceled. They found out how toxic she was. Gone. You ain't seen her on TV since. Food Network banned. Sonny Anderson drug his ass. Told the truth about him. Still to this day, got her a pinned tweet saying she's a scammer. Watch out for her. Men's Health Magazine. Was this last year, y'all? Men's Health Magazine. He was one of the top influencers. This is blah, 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 whatever. They posted it online. These hate groups got that shit pulled down right away. I'm still looking for this fame that you're talking about that he got that these groups don't affect. That's what I'm looking for, because I ain't seen it yet. They pulled that article down like that. Darius Cooks bragged about it, posted it on his social media. They pulled that thing down with less than 24 hours. The Taste Awards. That was a couple months ago. Darius Cooks on his IG Lives being all sassy, talking about some, I don't even know. I done had these people reach out to me for the Taste Awards in Beverly Hills. And this was when he fired Corey, the videographer. And he's talking about some, and now I don't even have no videographer to do my BTS behind the scenes. These hate groups, the exposed groups got to work, kind of tapped them on the shoulders, said, hey, y'all don't be acting like Melissa. Y'all need to go ahead and research these people that y'all adding to this nomination list, the nominee list. They was like, oh, what? Take his ass down. Take her down. Gone. Darius Cooks did an interview with Kim Kimball from Kimball's Hair Salon. She's a celebrity hairdresser, had the reality show in LA. He did some little interview with her. She got word. She put the video up. It was premiering. People got word of it. People started commenting under the video. Why are you promoting this scammer? Oh my God, you attaching yourself to him. I ain't gonna deal with you no more. This is all of that. While I was recording the video, because I keep everything, while I was recording the video, she pulled it down. We ain't never seen it again. It never even got to fully premiere. But we ain't doing nothing. What we've done has never affected him. So all I'm here to tell you, friend, is that I understand you're new to it. But please don't think you know more than people that have been dealing with this for a decade. Please don't think that you are reinventing. You can't invent this wheel. Sit back a little while. Now, I know you got stuff going on. Deal with what you're going to deal with on that side. But I advise you to sit back. It's plenty of stuff out there. And I mean, it depends on you if you're interested. You say you like mess. You like to be entertained. I got plenty of it over here with receipts, and it's purposeful. There's work going on over here. Yes, I make it entertaining. I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna help you get your story out, but I'm also call you to the carpet when you get to talking crazy, like you did at the end of that video. Talk about what we done did is nothing, and we need to think. Girl, if you don't sit yourself down in this classroom and learn something, go tell a teacher to think. What? So, yes. That's just a short. Oh! I almost forgot my other part of my list. Then we're getting out of here because I'm tired. I'm hungry and I'm tired, and I got a little headache because I'm yelling for some reason. She got me all emotional. How you gonna have me do a whole 30-minute video letting you take this platform and just do what you want to do to get your voice out, which I'm okay with. I don't have no problem with that. Then at the end, you're gonna be shady and throw shots. I was like, what? And I can still tell you a fan. It's like being in an unhealthy, it's Stockholm syndrome, girl, friend. You got Stockholm syndrome because you still were very much so doting on him. I know you probably don't see it the same way, but you were really doting on him. Everything's perfect about him. He's successful. All these groups out here, they're hate groups, and it's just because they messy and they miserable and they don't know what they're doing and you got better resources and da-da-da. And girl, I'm like, there have been attorneys involved in this. Multiple attorneys, millionaires, families, very intelligent and funny people like me. CJ over there doing amazing work. Been sticking with it through. We done been through a lot. CJ's still around, hanging in there. And you gonna take that from us. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Let me get out of here. That was Iyanla. That was just in case y'all didn't know. Somebody like, oh my God, Vel losing. No, that was a Iyanla quote from Iyanla Fix My Life. Anyway, so just like I told you in our communication, that you've basically just been added to a list of people. And it is not to, again, take anything away from what you've been through, but it's just to let you know this ain't new to us, it's new to you. Sonny Anderson, the cyberbully survivors. I got a little list. I'm gonna go through it real quick. Sonny Anderson, Darius Cooks got on her platform. She gave him a platform to help him when he was a nobody. She's the reason why he got any level of public notoriety. He used that and then tried to scam with his Freshco scam, the fake food delivery company that he stole credit card information from hundreds of people in Chicago. Sonny finds out about it because people coming to her like, he robbed me. What you doing? Why you know him? He then he blocks her. And then when people like, well, why Sonny don't mess with you? He turns it and flips the narrative like he just did to you and says that Sonny was jealous of him, that he did such a great job on her show that she got, and the producers liked him so much, she got jealous. Although she's the one who invited her to him to her show. She got jealous of him. That's the reason he say that Sonny don't mess with him. Never mind that Sonny is literally telling him, and he's like, I don't know why she just stopped, got jealous of me. Literally, she's gone on multiple platforms and said, no, I called him about the people saying he was scamming them. He hung up on me. He blocked me. And then the next thing I know, he's dragging me. Danny Rose. He was friends with her, AKA Stole Top Kisses. Trademarked her Center Treats business behind her back while she was away taking care of her ailing father. Took advantage of her. Then when she came back and tried to stand up for herself, he turned to flying monkeys, including Brion, because Brion was there because she mentioned Danny Rose. She done bought into the narrative that Danny Rose was the problem in that. Not the fact that Darius Cooks stole her business. Bruce B. Cooking was one of Darius Cooks' interns, basically. He was around during the Danny Rose time. When Darius stole her business, he had Bruce B. Cooking baking the center treat rolls or whatever. And all of that. Fell out with him, did some dirty stuff. Bruce got on Periscope telling his story. Danny Rose got on Periscope telling her story. But he was way back then crafty like he's being with you and was telling his version of the story that the D-Hags, including Brion, was buying into. There was a follower who, this one I just don't remember the details, but I have this. I was literally just, as I was putting the show together, names were coming to my head and I just started adding them on the list. And this ain't all of them. This ain't nowhere near all of them. This is just off the top of my head. Mel Ford. Mel Ford was a former D-Hiver. Her and Darius had got kind of close. She, like you, same situation. Tried to tell Darius it wasn't nice to be dragging people and treating people like ish. What did he do? He turned on her, created a fake narrative that she had been harassing him secretly, anonymously through emails and calling him a fag and a sissy and this and that. And she was sending him hate gay stuff. He said he found out because he was able to trace the IP address and it came to her. But yet he will claim to this day that he never knew her address. So how are you able to trace the IP address to an address you don't know? When I get to that, that's a deep, deep dive. So that's why I ain't really covered that yet. So Mel Ford, then that's the whole thing, because then that became the TPO thing years later and him going to court and getting drugged for filth and exposed publicly even more. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's very poetic. Then you got Don't Be a Bridget. Bridget was one of his fathers. I don't know the details of this off the top of my head, but she was a D-Hagger. Some issue occurred with her. She stood up for herself. Again, this is the problem. You can't stand up for yourself over there. That's the problem. Stood up for herself, and he then created t-shirts after, harassing and all the other stuff he did to you as well. He created a t-shirt, Don't Be a Bridget. Then you got the Kitchenista. Kitchenista was a fellow content creator, chef, actual real cook, real chef. She was commenting on Twitter amongst other real chefs, and Darius Cooks didn't like what he had that collard green lasagna was going viral. His things go viral because the people are like, what the hell is that? Like the collard green and cornbread cake that he stole from Bree Miller. She has the soul cake. He did a Temu version of it and acted like he created the idea. Anyway, the collard green lasagna, they, among chefs and everybody else, it wasn't just them, other people on the internet dragging it or whatever, talk about it. Darius Cooks sees it. He's offended. He's hurt. His feeling hurt. My feelings hurt because he was a fan of hers. And he's like, we as black people got to stick together. She loved to, you know, conflate stuff and turn, become the victim. Made herself the victim, posted to the Brions and the other flying monkeys on his platform. It's sad that black people can't stick together, blah, 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 and posted what the Kitchenista and the other people were saying on Twitter amongst themselves. They hadn't tagged him. They then went after her, the Kitchenista and the other chef, harassing them, you know, all of that kind of stuff, to the point that they shut down their, well, I don't know if both of them did, but they basically one of them shut down their social media for a while, etc. Years later, he tried the same stuff, and she had enough. And at that point, all his dirt had started to come out too. So she exposed it. So in 2021, the reason you started to see it elevate to the level it did on a public level was due to the Kitchenista being relentless. The Kitchenista is also an Aries, just like me, just like Sonny Anderson. We are Aries, all three of us. We are all relentless. That's what Aries do. Then you have Kiara. Kiara was an ex-employee of, I always forget the restaurant, y'all. I don't know, was it Soul Grab? I always forget which restaurant. She was an employee. She got hired, had been there 30 days, and had never received her pay. She, as she got towards the 30th day, was like, you don't give me my money. Darius Cooks comes in there. She's like, you need to give me my money. He then says she didn't fill out her employment documents, and so he can't pay her. That's not her fault that the employment documents didn't get filled out within a month. That sounds like a you and your HR, your manager thing. Nevertheless, fix it in the moment and get her paid. I've processed payroll before. It can be done right away, especially within the same week or something. Anyway, she goes to the restaurant trying to demand her money. Darius Cooks attacks her, grabs her by the shoulder, push her against the wall. Flying monkeys was there. And we was like, Master, no! Master, Flying Monkey D-Hags had to pull him off of the girl. Police got called, all that stuff. We talked about it one day. We've talked about it before. Then you got the Greens and Gravy employees as a whole. When he closed down the restaurant, I'm talking about people who cyberbully. We're on number 8. Number 8. And actually, when you add it up, it was about, I don't know, 8 to 10 of the people. So technically, we'd be at number 18. The employees there, when he shuts down the restaurant without notice, they finding out on social media because he's running to his D-Hag cult on the IG lives, and he's telling them he's closed the business, but didn't have the decency to tell the employees who no longer have a job. They end up, somebody talked to him, and he was like, you can have the liquor, blah, 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 almost like a severance pay of sorts, but not really. They go there because they're like, oh God, we have no job. This is over. They're taking the liquor per what he said. He set them up because it was on the surveillance camera. He then runs to his D-Hags, the IG lies, and with the new narrative, he says, see, this is why I had to close. You see what they doing, y'all? Y'all see what they doing on that camera? Y'all see them? They putting that liquor, they grabbing the liquor. You told them they could. That's why they did it. But he flipped the narrative, flipped the script. It's called cyberbullying. Then you got Palmer. That was number 8. Number 9. Again, that was multiple people. But number 9, Palmer. Actually, and the other girl too. But yeah, I'm talking about people he cyberbully because he cyberbullied Palmer. Palmer, who was his baker at the Carolina Pound Cake Trap Bakery in Atlanta, was working there under horrible conditions, et cetera, et cetera. She finally leaves. He tries to hold her scales hostage. She shows up, calls the police. Police did make him give her baking scales. He then flips the narrative. He shows her social security number, her check stub. Now, because he's creating his narrative. So he's doxing her now, showing her check stub and personal information and making up whatever his narrative was. In addition, he then lied on her and said she stole baking pans when she left. However, when someone went there and did a surveillance of the Trap Bakery, because it had been closed for weeks or a month, and he was lying to the D-Hags at the time, acting like it was still open. Somebody went there and they filmed. You see a bunch of goddamn bacon pans everywhere. It was nasty in there too. That's a whole nother story. Bunch of bacon pans. I thought they were stolen. I thought Palmer stole these bacon pans. Why are they there on this video? Months after she been gone. No, a year. I don't know. It was months after she had been gone. Because he just abandoned that business. He just walked out and never came back. That's in the person number 9. I told you, you're not the only one. Number 10, Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage was friends with Danny Rose, or is friends with Danny Rose. He, when Darius Cooks, he realized who Darius Cooks really was, he denounced him. Denounced Darius Cooks, and oh God, D Legion, oh DJ Booger, she had a problem with it. Oh, she's tearing up, and oh, that was hard when she driving. Oh, that was good. That one got me. Oh, bad, because her celebrity friend ain't gonna talk to her no more, and took it public to say, I denounced this sassy queen, this collared grifter. Since then, Kev on Stage has been on her radar to be cyberbullied. She talk about Kev, celebrate when she think he's having a downfall or something. Anyway, then you got Danielle Holland. This is number 11. Danielle Holland. Don Von Holland. They're number 12. Number 13 is their kids. I just separated them. 11, 12, and 13, a.k.a. the Hollins family. Hollins family was Danielle Hollins, who was just a follower like you, Marissa, just following Crooks. She, however, noticed the toxic behavior and was like, wait a minute, this is not normal. And it was during the pandemic, so a lot of people just watching everything. She noticed it wasn't normal, there was something wrong, and she started paying more attention. And she did her research. And she realized who it was, and he was a scammer. And she started to expose that so other people like yourself would not unknowingly walk into the lion's den. Darius Cooks. Now, she wasn't the only one. I was talking then. CJ was talking then. That was exposed. The exposing was mostly on Twitter. Danielle happened to take hers as well. She had a page over there on Instagram. That was the problem for Darius Cooks, because the presence was mostly on Twitter. That's why Darius Cooks shut down her Twitter. She don't have Twitter like that. Well, she got her burners that she be watching everything we do. That's this different story. But her regular Twitter page is gone. But it was a problem because Danielle was on Instagram spreading the truth. So Darius Cooks targeted her. Darius Cooks, eventually her page got pulled down. They, the Flying Monkeys, did their investigation just like they did for you, where they, finding out your personal information and all of that. And they did that to her. When they did it, we taking it to our master. We found out who she is. So they singing their little songs. They doing all that, marching to their leader or flapping to their leader. They give Danielle's information. He posts her picture on his, and you lucky because he had these old tactics where when this sort of stuff that's happening with you would happen, he would post that person's picture as his profile picture and then put a picture of their family and all that stuff. And so he did that to Danielle. He put a picture, his profile picture became her picture. And then he also posted a post that had her family there and a bunch of other pictures. And he said, tell Danielle Hollins, say hi to Danielle Hollins, Flying Monkeys, and tell Danielle, tell Don Vaughn I said hi, or something to that effect. And that's her husband. People like, oh my God, this is so dirty. Why would you do that? Now, people are like, fine, you want to do the back and forth with Danielle? That's one thing. But he was posting the pictures of their children. He said, when people were like, at least take her children's picture down. He said, well, they was already online. Ain't nothing wrong with sharing stuff that's online. That's why I share everything of hers. Good, bad, and the ugly. Ain't nothing wrong with sharing stuff that's online already. She shouldn't have put it online. She didn't want her kids' pictures out there. All that. People like, but it's just wrong. Just take them kids down. The kids ain't did nothing. What was his response? Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. And said it multiple times at different occasions. Said it to Roland Martin. Said it at, did I put it there? I don't even know if I put it. I'm tired. Said it to Randy Travis. Fucking kids. Don't even care. Yeah, that's number 13. We're 13 now. Then 14. And again, this is my short list. This the list that came up with off the top of my head. I'm gonna go a little quicker because I'm gonna tell you how many it is. But we'll still be here 5 hours. I'm getting out of here. 3 hours, we out of here. That's too goddamn long time. I need the weekend to recoup. Then Natalie, the lawyer. Natalie, the lawyer, YouTuber. She's an actual lawyer. I can't 100% remember how she got into it, but she was covering some of the stories. She was on Twitter and stuff and saying some of the stuff. And I went on her channel and did an interview. The Kitchenista went on her channel and did an interview. Darius Cooks eventually started harassing her. He was harassing her on Twitter originally. And again, she's an attorney. So that's what I'm telling you. You like, oh, nah, but y'all don't know what y'all doing. Ain't nobody. See, I know better than y'all know. Again, you're a student. Sit in that front row. You don't get in your seat. Don't get up tight there. You get up. Put your head down. Nah. So we talking about attorneys involved in it. He has doxed attorneys. This is what I'm telling you, what we're dealing with. So long story short, he was harassing her online on Twitter and stuff. Fast forward, there ends up being a defamation lawsuit. I'll get into it when I'm ready to get into it, but it's way too convoluted for me to get into right in this moment. Long story short, Natalie was involved in a defamation lawsuit as a defendant, as was Darius Cooks and the Hollins family. And so Darius, being a part of that lawsuit, had everybody's information because they had it on the court documents. That meant everyone's address was on there, including Natalie and the Hollins. Darius Cooks posted the full document without redacting these people's home addresses on his social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and did not redact their information. When people were like, blind monkeys who don't know no better, we like, he wouldn't do that. Our mess ain't that, he ain't that toxic, he ain't that messy. They don't know no better. They got bird brains. People like, Master, no, I think you forgot to redact their information. You're like, no, I didn't. This is a legal document. Whatever, who cares? And then people's like, well, your address showing. He was like, that's not my address. So he knew that he was keeping his address off of there, but not their address. So he doxed her. She asked him to remove it. Do you think he removed it? Just like you asked him to be kind to you? And we see how that worked out. No, he did not. Then we got CJ. CJ, who's, I don't know if I'm might be up too late. CJ might be gone now. But CJ, now I can't remember, but he doxed CJ. I can't remember the specifics in this moment. But he ended up doxing CJ as well because she realized, again, because CJ been at this a minute. He realized she was one of the vocal people on Twitter. This was even before the exposed group, I think it was before the exposed group. Found out about CJ and what he used to do, because everybody got these usernames, and I'm gonna show who they are, and they gonna get scared and they gonna be quiet. He doxed CJ, and what she did, kept talking. Then he turned it into, she jealous of him because she's a baker and he's successful and she ain't. Cyberbullying and doxing. Chef Charles Stevens, same thing. I'm gonna move a little faster. Same thing. Cyberbullying. He's mentioned, you probably been in a couple of the lives. Well, I don't know. He mentioned Charles here or there. Nadia, aka Spunky Brewster, on she has a TikTok. She was Darius Cooks' assistant. This is number 17. I told y'all, this is off the top of my goddamn head. I'm at 17. This was me just working and I was like, oh yeah, huh? Oh yeah, and them. Oh yeah, and them too. That's this ain't me researching. This ain't me going through the archives and say, oh, let me make sure. Oh yeah, this is this off the top of my head. I told you. Welcome to the club, friend. Welcome to the club. There's a whole group you'd enjoy. You ain't even know. Nadia, aka Spunky Brewster, was an assistant to Darius Cooks. She was once a dehiver. She was a beehiver. She was watching Darius. She was entertained by him. A lot of these buzzwords, same thing. Again, it's an indoctrination. She was entertained by him, but one thing she noticed about him was that he was sloppy as hell, unprofessional. Stuff needed he needed a support staff, like administrative, and just other help. And so she offered her services to Darius Cooks. Darius Cooks initially said, "Nah, I got this. Get out the way. You don't know what you're doing. I don't need you. I can do this by myself." Then she said a couple weeks later, he reaches back out to her and he says, "Are you still interested in becoming an assistant for me?" She says, yes. She starts working for him. Within a day or two, he like, I'm trying to get in my Airbnb account. And I'm having some problems. Do you happen to have an Airbnb account? Can you do some research and find some Airbnbs for my dining with diabetes events across America? She's like, oh, okay. I'm assisting you. I'm here to do that. He's like, here go my card. You can just go ahead and put it on my card. It's going to be in your name though. She does it. Fast forward, she gets scammed by him. He does $10,000 in damage at a house. It gets put on her. She had already quit. Then when she comes out with her story in 2021, when everybody else was airing him out, he lied on her and said that she was an actress. He don't even know who she is. Meanwhile, we got emails proving that she worked for him. Emails of him asking her to do stuff. Like find houses. So, okay, that was number 17. 18, I'm just doing this from here on out. 18, Mr. and Mrs. Peoples. I don't know if you in the chat tonight, aka Purple Lady. You changed your name and threw me off. Doxed her. I forgot her. Oh, she said that she made a comment about Darius Cooks' pork chops looking like egg foo young or something. He got mad. He blocked her, but then he also doxed her and had the hags, or he pulled up her social media and posted her children's pictures online. Then you got the Dallas Airbnb homeowners. He was in Dallas. There was an issue. I think those are the people where he pulled out their appliances. He blew out their electrical system because he had like multiple deep fryers and all these commercial grade appliances that house could not handle. They basically wanted him to get out once they realized he was having an event there that they didn't know nothing about. He then doxed them by putting out their phone number on his social media and telling his flying monkeys to call them and say they need to call Darius Cooks. Got so bad that those people called the police to ask the police to tell Darius to call off his flying monkeys. Again, I'm telling you, you're not the only one. That was number 19. Number 20, Carmen, Chef Carmen. Chef Carmen was a friend of Darius Cooks. He betrayed her, for lack of a better word. I'm just rushing to it now. Betrayed her, then started dragging her, and still does weekly at least, mentioning her, being derogatory towards her. You know, I'm sure you've probably seen him mention it in when he's like, yeah, this tastes good, unlike Chef Carmen, like just slight remarks and all that. But he's done worse to her when it fell apart. Boss Lady, who was her Carmen's ex-business partner. Darius Cooks had joined forces with her to drag Carmen and make more of a to-do of the situation they had going on. Then he turned on Boss Lady and started dragging her. Then you got Marion's Amazing Catering. They were influencer friends. He started calling her Marion with a swoop, disrespecting her. She asked him to stop. He like, whatever. Then he's cyberbullying her. We watched that a week or two ago. Then you got the lady, I couldn't remember her name. She used to be in the chat quite a bit. The lady who was, y'all probably would remember. The lady who, her father was ill. She had bought Dining with Darius Cooks event tickets. Her father was ill and she wasn't going to be able to make, like he was on hospice. She informs Darius of that and asks if she could get a refund. Darius Cooks, I can't even remember the details now. Did he make fun of her? But they basically made a big to-do about it as the Flying Monkeys started harassing her, doxing her, putting her father's picture, her dying father's picture out. Her father has now passed away, so that was not made up. Harassed the lady who was dealing with grieving her father, and the money, she was like, she was going to take her father to the event, so that was one of the reasons she bought it. He was no longer going to be able to make it. And on top of that, she was like not rich. So she's like, it's kind of hard for me to lose $600. Can we do something? Made fun of her instead. and drug her and cyberbullied. Then the Christina girl from Miami, that was like a month. That was 2-3 months ago. I think in January. But he drug her. And actually, I was chatting with her behind the scenes, but we never really connected. Then you got Darrell with We Can All Do Better, the content creator. Darius Cooks cyberbullied him, was putting out his personal information, created a discount code on. Again, we're talking about cyberbullying. Then you got the preacher James Gus Walker, minister. No, he was a deacon. That's what I was going to play for y'all tonight, but we'll do this next week. This was a guy who, for whatever Darius Cooks did in the background in the past with this guy, he called Darius Cooks out. I'm gonna actually show this before I leave. Not the video, but the post, because it's funny. It's a funny way for us to end the show. Then you got the countless customers and former DHAGs, because we know that there's a multitude of those that he had doxed. We had, and the restaurant owners from the slanderous black food review that he was doing across America last summer. We got Creole with a Splash of Soul, that owner. We got Chef Alex from Poppy Cuisine. He was handling himself. And there were others. That was all I could think of off the top of my head. Then you got the VRBO homeowner. I'm at number 30. Thank you, Misty Blue. Juanito. Forgot about Juanito. How could I forget about Juanito? Because that was during. How could I forget about Juanito? That's how we got Velnito. Thank you so much for that, friend. Juanito's story is he was working at one of the restaurants that Darius Cooks was, a black restaurant that Darius Cooks was going around the country doing his slanderous black reviews. Juanito had only been working there for about 2 days. Darius comes there with DJ Bubblegut shows up, aka DJ BBL, shows up, harassing, being all sassy, and giving Juanito a hard time. Juanito's like, I don't know, I'm trying, mistakes were made, etc., etc., etc. Darius Cooks, DJ, aka DJ Porky Pig, was being too much. After the event, Darius Cooks goes to his IG lives. He is dragging Juanito, making fun, etc., etc. Juanito gets wind of this from people saying, hey, that dude on social media, he dragging you, blah, blah, blah. So Juanito takes to his Facebook social media and he claps back. And he claps back good. Then Darius Cooks turns it into, he calls him queenish. Juanito called him queenish and all kind of stuff. We can't revisit everything right now. Darius Cooks then cyberbullies Juanito, then creates a discount code called queenish, takes to his, the D-haggers, ones that you were friends with, got the Juanito fired by harassing the restaurant. They let Juanito go. They eventually hired him back, but they let him go initially. And from that comes my character, Velnito, my alter ego. Because Juanito gave 0 Fs, even though his job was in jeopardy. And Velnito over here gives 0 F. And Velnito over here is completely independent, so he really could care less. Then you got the VRBO homeowner who we did the interview with. Darius Cooks and his minions trashed her home. She came on, she did an interview. She got cyberbullied. They were racist towards her. She was an Asian lady. They were racist towards her. Yeah, all that. Then you got me, 32, number 32. Me, VellB. I ain't got to get them to my story. You've been around long enough, you already know. Let me show. So that was 30, and then you 33, Misread, Militia. Welcome, friend. Welcome to the club. This is the short list. This is the list off the top of my head. You see just now, even in the chat. Oh, thank you. Even see, I was just about to say in the chat. I'm sure if I could see every comment, they be adding way more. Corey Cashmere just got added. Corey Cashmere was also during the slanderous food reviews. I'm gonna figure out a way to put this together. There's at least no, I'm already at 30. What is this? 34. There's a few hundred people who are part of this group. And we just talking about like the cyberbully. We ain't talking about the scamming kind of stuff. These ain't people, except for me. I've been scammed. I've been scammed and cyberbullied by him. I don't know. I had to look at the list again. But most of these people were the cyberbullying list. The scamming list is a different list. People who got robbed from her. Chef J. Wu, thank you. My people don't fail me. They do not fail me. They my second brain. Thank you so much. Who's that? Saint Center. Chef J. Wu, young chef, inadvertently copied a little too much of Darius Cooks' brand. And Darius Cooks had a fit, although she steals everything. We literally had a video to talk about later that I was going to play today, but we'll play my exclusive interview with someone who he stole from. Thank you so much. I'm going to do these real quick. Let me read this first, and then I'm going to close out everything with the chat and all the good stuff. Oh, I can't read it. Here it is. So this happened. I got to look back. I got to do some research to figure out the year, but I think this was somewhere around 2014, 2015, maybe. It might have been 2017, though, now that I think about it, because he had the restaurant open. So it would have been later than that. This might have been 2017, 2018. So this deacon hits up Darius Cooks and puts on, post on Darius Cooks' platform. You are self-centered, arrogant, unconcerned about others, fat gay bastard. You shit on people you can't control, and your judgment and character stinks. You say you love God, but do everything against his biblical principles. Karma is a bitch, and so are you. Remember, taking others' ideas and making them your own doesn't give you any brownie points. The system of reciprocity is coming to you soon. Don't be surprised when you think, don't be surprised when those you think love your selfish ass start to walk away from you. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he or she also reap. May your sleep be interrupted with bad dreams, you conceited bastard. He ain't missed no words. So there's the story. So Darius Cooks actually did a whole 30-minute recorded video. That was before he was going live constantly. 30-minute video on this. So we're going to watch that on next week. So that's a little teaser for y'all. That girl, oh my gosh, she was so dramatic with this. So dramatic with it. I wish I could show y'all tonight, but we got to get out of here. All right, okay, we got a couple star comments. Where are the I thought it automatically. I saw some of y'all join the membership, but it's not showing. Okay, ready. Here we go. Radiant Goddess, thank you, friend, for becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, friend. Madam X says the thing that people need to understand about him, he doesn't care about them. His goal is to embarrass people on his platform. They try to be logical with an illogical individual and demonic. But yes, 100% agree. So she basically got bullied for bullying the bully. Pretty much. DJ Darius Cooks, your local scam. Yes. So that was one of the, it's actually in part of our opening where he announces himself as I'm Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer. He took on ownership of the word because of the fact that he's been exposed so much that he had to accept it. He couldn't push against it anymore. That's how great the work we've been doing is. Vel been playing. Oh yeah, I read this one. Vel's been playing chess while Darius has been eating checkers. So that's where we are. Class is school is now ending. The school bell is ringing. Melissa, you have some homework to do, friend. I'm giving the lecture for this evening. We will be back on next week. I'm trying to move these to Thursdays and Fridays, but I have other content I'm trying to get to. What Melissa don't understand is that, or didn't until now, is that this is so convoluted that it keeps us busy. We can literally do this 7 days a week like a soap opera. It is a soap opera. You did say that part, that you noticed that. It is like that. But the other part is I want to cover my other content. So it's like I just gotta sit and I gotta get to it when I can get to it. So with that, I thank all of you for viewing. Please hit that like button if you have not as of yet. Please also hit that share button. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to me and the growth of this channel. And with that, thank you to my moderators on the front end. Thank you to Marianne, who was on the back end with the comments today. Thank you, Saint Center, for that last comment. And the state of Georgia also calls him a scammer. I don't even know if you know about that, Melissa, that he ended up having a judgment against him for running that fraudulent credit repair company in Georgia. And they ended up, he ended up having a judgment against him with the state's attorney, and he settled and still had to pay $145,000 from scamming people. This is how deep this goes. So with that, that's all I got in me for tonight. And we already got half our show for next week already laid out for us. So God is good. I'm gonna do it earlier in the week because I want to hold this to next Thursday. So we'll probably, but anyway, y'all just stay tuned and pay attention to the text community, and I'll let y'all know what we got coming up for next week. All right. Until next time, enjoy y'all weekends. Make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like chemo. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. He shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man.